Their players were cut from a different cloth. Renegades with faces only a mother could love. The Raiders cultivated, then reveled in their ominous image.
The king and his men stole the queen from her bed, bound her in her bones. The seas be ours, and by the power where we will roam.
Blue Raider Nation, appreciate you all showing up here on a Sunday morning right before the game, a few hours before the game. Gonna have pregame live here, talk about the team. So, like I say, appreciate all you guys showing up, to all the mods, all the people in the chat, everybody on the panel, and everybody that's gonna be showing up. So, like to say, appreciate all of you. Pretty much gonna start out. If you guys want to give a holler out, whatever you guys want to do.
Salute Raider Nation. Salute panel.
Salute
Ozzy.
Oh yeah, gonna have a pretty good game in here today. Should be a pretty easy game for us, man. But I always say these kind of games are these are gonna be the kind of games where still gonna be probably drag out game, fucking, you know, again 24-20 game. I mean, a game that we should probably go in here and be able to whip them up pretty easily. Always seems to tend that it's gonna drag out in this one.
Mad Max is about to get 3 sacks on their fucking undrafted quarterback. 3 sacks.
Yeah, sure hope so. I hope it's like the Bagels game a couple of years back when Burrow was out.
Yeah, the only problem with our team is even when that happens, he'll probably get a sack. He's averaged a sack per game already, so he'll probably get a sack in this game. But we always play under what we're supposed to be playing. So in games, like I say, games like today against the worst team in the NFL, they are the worst team in the NFL. So they're the worst team in the NFL, and we should go in there and be able to beat them pretty easily. If people claim our defense is up to standard and the team is up to par, you know, that should be one section that you should be able to harness the team that's struggling massively. But again, Justin Fields probably going to run, or actually it's his backup, huh? So it ain't even Justin Fields. So this is my issue. All the teams we've been playing just shit ass fucking deals, and then talking about how well we're not even going to be playing their starter in this game. You know, it just keeps on adding up every single time. Patriot game, dude, they were lacking like 10 fucking starters inside that game. You know, it's like every game it just keeps on adding that players are getting injured, players are out, and are up of our deal. So all I can say is hopefully we can go out there, put it together, and get an L or a W here and give them an L. Give them an L against them Bears.
A 4-game win or 3-game winning streak.
Let's go.
Hey, the crazy shit would be next Monday night that we beat Detroit.
Hey, hold on now. Don't get you're going too far now, man.
That would be hilarious.
It would be hilarious, bro. But Detroit got to get past Baltimore right now.
Hell, even if the only way we're beating Detroit is if Matthew Stafford's injured, St. Pierre, fucking Jermo, fucking Aiden Hutchins, fucking we better look for like 10 of their players out. We might need or golf. Yeah, we might need fucking 10 players to be off of that fucking team to even consider even keeping pace with them. So that
Yeah.
team's a complete team. They're the third best team in the NFC, man. There ain't no slouch team. I mean, the Lions have most definitely done a U-turn, and their team is firing on all cylinders at the moment. So, and even today's game will be a pretty tough game for them against the Ravens. But like I say, I still think I think they can pull it out against the Ravens. I've always said Ravens defense is really tough, man. But the Lions offense and defense is playing tough. It's not just one side of the ball; it's both sides of the ball. So that's going to be a tough game, which I picked the Lions in that game anyway. So we'll see how that goes. So
Yeah, I actually picked the Lions too.
Yeah, I mean,
I picked Baltimore. I don't know.
And then this game, again, we're worried about the Bears. I ain't worried about the Lions. I've said the Lions is going to be the tall tale of where we stand as a team this year in the NFL, period. So this game today means jack shit. It's just like I said about the Patriot game means jack shit. These games have no meaning behind them. There's nothing in here that's going to indicate anything that we're a good team whatsoever. So, I mean, the only things that you can look at this game for is how much do we struggle? How many times does it take to get downfield? How many times are we in the red zone and don't score? Can Josh Jacobs go get yards against a weak-ass fucking team like today? Like, these are all things that we've been saying the whole entire year that have more purpose behind it than winning or getting a win against a team like this. It's a pointless win even if we get it. It just goes against a falsified record because I keep saying it over and over and over. We are not playing the Bears in the fucking playoffs. We would play people like the fucking Lions, like straight up. And we're not going to play them in the playoff. We're going to play them in the Super Bowl. So if we keep sitting here comparing teams that are not even going to be even thought of going into the fucking playoffs. So it is what it is. But like I say, I think today will be a good tell to see kind of where we stand, period. I mean, we got to be able to keep putting them together defensively, offensively.
Well, that begs the question. That begs the question. Let's just say by some fucking miracle we lose today. What do you think that says?
I mean, I know what the Raider fans are going to say. It was just a game. Like, that's what they're going to say because they're delusional as hell. If we lose today, I mean, like I've said, you're losing against the 32nd worst team in the NFL. What more can you fucking say? You know what I mean? Like, there's not much you can sit and talk about. You can't talk about your team being playoff caliber or good enough to go make a run into the playoffs if you're getting beat by the 32nd ranked team in the NFL. There's no conversation to be having that, you know?
Not that it'll probably happen. We should whoop their ass, but let's just say the off chance it does happen.
We should.
You think McDaniels and Ziegler are then going to look at this season and go like, well, this season's a wrap then?
I would pack it in already, dude. I mean, like I've said, I think if you're going into the Detroit game and you have a possibility to make a trade for people like Marcus Sweat or fucking Brian Burns or somebody, you know, Williams, somebody that's going to make a massive improvement up there in the front line, then I wouldn't sit here and have an issue sitting here saying like, hey, if you're trading for a player of them and you're adding to that defensive side like that, I mean, I would say like, hey, we might have a possibility, but I keep saying it. I don't care what anybody says. Until you change the quarterback on the offensive side of the ball, we're going to get stagnated out in every single game going forward, regardless of what the defense does. So if the offense can't get over 20 points, I mean, we ain't doing shit.
I agree with the offensive side of stuff. But I kind of see what Ziegler and that are doing, though. Like the way they've kind of shifted, like now the defense is actually the thing, like getting wins. Whereas, like, you know, before Ziegler and that come in, our defense was like the worst in the NFL.
And I would still rate it there too, because I've said this. If people are falsifying the way it's done, I mean, we're last in fucking turnover efficiency. We're last in fucking third and fourth down efficiency. People are just sitting here taking fucking pass coverage. The running game is fucking damn near in the 28th, 25th, you know, so we're not fucking good. They're falsifying a coverage stat against our fucking team and then trying to act like that's how good we are. We're not that fucking good. We suck in multiple key categories that matter massively. You know, third and fourth down efficiency matters massively in the NFL. I mean, it's one of the most key stats, period, in the NFL, and we're way down there. So, like I've said,
hey, is this right for the offense? Is it time for the offense to start firing?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Hopefully Hoyer can deliver some deep balls. He did to Tucker
Hey,
last
hey,
week.
fucking
Well,
Hoyer could go throw that shit to fucking our fast guy. What's his name again?
Tucker.
Terry Tucker.
Yep. Trey Tucker's. Just do that fucking play
Yeah,
again.
but it's a game like today where people like Carter should be able to open up the field. Fucking Tucker should be out there. Devontae should get force fed, dude. I mean, Jacoby Myers, Mayer. I mean, you got so many weapons here. And this is something like this is again another point that I would be paying attention to today is Hoyer's a fucking 38-year-old, 39-year-old fucking man. He's most definitely at the end of his fucking career, and he is not some fucking Tom Brady fucking athlete, dude. So like the reality of Hoyer being the starting quarterback is going to tire out eventually through if he goes a game or more down the season. He ain't been a starting quarterback fucking fuck when. You know what I mean? So I'm not sitting here trying to even indicate this guy to being our starter whatsoever. The only thing I would indicate in this to see is just how much more he can open up the field with him at quarterback, which will show you just how much Jimmy is restricting the offense. That's kind of what I would more look at through Hoyer being on the field versus Jimmy being on the field. And that's why I've said, like, I've said, I think the issue with Aiden being like transferred over is that you're going to be taking him in and out, in and out, in and out. I think there's going to get to a certain point within the season that there's going to be an injury of Jimmy and he ain't going to be coming back. And then I think that's when Aiden would take over, because I think when you're putting Aiden in, taking Aiden out, putting Aiden in, taking Aiden out, you're just fucking mind looping him the whole entire time. So I think you're going to have to get to a point where Aiden's going to go in and stay in. Like, you're not going to want to keep pulling him in and out of the game. Where Hoyer, that's what his career is being pulled in and out of the game. So he's more prepared for that type of mentality versus Aiden getting put in one game. And again, I don't think we'd want to see him struggle every single game. I don't think that's what we want to do with Aiden. Like, as much as I want to see Aiden start today, I just think it'd be unfair to send him out to get beat up behind a line, or just him not being self-ready. I think when a player comes in and he gets to play week in and week out, you get to stay in that focus where you're able to fix mental errors. Where in this one, every week's going to be a new error that he gets thrown into the game, and it might be 2, 3, 4 weeks apart. So I kind of agree with, like I've said, throw Hoyer in there, let him be the starter. He's the one that's used to being pulled in and out. Groom Aiden, and then if you're in like weeks 10 through 17, maybe start indicating to play him out the rest of the season. So I just think it's so hard when you just gonna keep fluctuating, and not only that, I've said, like, Hoyer shows more Raider in him than fucking Jimmy G will ever show, period. I mean, Hoyer literally came out through 45-yard bomb to Tucker, which fucking Jimmy been here for fucking 6 weeks, 4 weeks playing, and he don't even look like that, you know? So I think those things will matter against teams like the Bears, or keep us in contention, because the Raiders have always, dude, I mean, anybody that knows Raider history, there's been so many games that we've literally started the game with a play like that. Literally, first game of the motherfucking play, shoot straight downfield 40 yards on a dude like that and go take over. And when I seen Hoyer walk in the game, it just reminded me back in the fucking early 2000s, like, man, and when we used to do that type of shit. So that's all I would kind of say is like, Hoyer, for me, I think he has more of the Raider mentality versus Jimmy. Jimmy's more of the check down mentality of the Patriot system, where I think it's gonna. I've said it. It's gonna hurt here, dude. We are not a check down organization. I mean, we have to have big plays and big moments, dude, to keep us in contention against the people we play within this division. So I don't think our defense has never been good enough in our time span that can keep people in line like that. And we're over here sitting here saying like, oh man, we kept Green Bay to 14 or 13 points. Green Bay's garbage. The Patriots are garbage, dude, and they were at 17, haven't scored in 2 weeks. We're outscored 72 to fucking 3, and we're over here talking about keeping them to 14. When we go play Detroit, they're going to be like, keep us to 30, you know? And again, that's where the whole point is. A defense isn't a good defense. Is Ozzy trying to come back in again?
Yeah, I was trying to come back in, sorry, man. But what the fuck?
Is this one up here now? I'll get this one.
Yeah,
But,
sorry, man, my phone was fucking up.
No, it's all good. But that's all I say is like, we can't sit here and override about of what our defense is doing to weak teams. When you're going to come in and play an actual team, you got to think. I've said this span of 5 games has to be one of the weakest in the NFL, period. These 5
Facts.
weeks of the Raiders is probably one of the weakest strengths of schedule in the NFL. I mean, I'm guarantee you it's got to be like 1 or 3. Like 1 or 3, the weakest. We're only playing the Jets and the fucking Detroit inside that span of everybody else is 1-5 and fucking 2-4, whatever they may be. But they're straight garbage ass teams. So to sit here and say, and then like I keep seeing people giving us wins places. Like, bro, we could probably lose today just because of the speed that they do have on that side, and then how inconsistent our team is. But like I say, the Jets game ain't gonna be no easy game. Like those guys are rolling
Facts.
really,
They got
really
good
good
defense, right?
defensively. Like defensively, they are playing good football. So, and look, Zach is winning on shit teams. So I mean, fuck, I'm not even trying to. I ain't even trying to roll like that. Like I said, I'm not giving us wins like that, dude. I mean, we're gonna play the Chiefs twice. We're gonna go back and play the Chargers, dude. I mean, we got a lot of shit coming up in these games. Even the
Facts.
Vikings
I've
got a
gone and
really
said
good powered offense. I mean.
we could easily be 6-11, 5-12, or even fucking 4-13.
Yeah, and I've said we can be as high as nine
And the
and
reason I
nine and
say
7. I mean,
4-13
or
is
9-8.
yeah, because the reason we could be. I'm just saying on the
Yeah, I
flip
think
side,
we could
like
be
if we lose
9-8.
to the Jet, I'd say so. But if if we really do end up shitting the bed and we like lose to the Jets and the Lions and stuff, and then maybe in the last week of the season when we verse Denver again, we're mostly playing backups to see who's going to stay and who's going to get cut. We could fucking end up 4-13.
Yeah, and I've said this, like we could be 9-8. I can see it on the schedule easily. The
Yeah,
question
so
is do we want to be 9-8? Because I've said it, like being 9-8 doesn't justify our team in any way, shape, or form of being better in the following year. This is the thing about people like us that analyze football, and I don't just analyze it for today's game, and I'm not just analyzing it for this week. I'm analyzing for next fucking year ahead already. When you take a record that's been falsified in this year's games, which I've said I have all the proof, everything that'll fucking prove it's falsified like a motherfucker. And you're sitting here. This is where Raider fans get loopholed in the head again. Is you're gonna take a team like this, you push to a wild card fucking spot within the playoffs, you get your ass handed to or beat another team just as shitty as you that made it there because they're given 7 spots now. So you could have 2 shit teams there. One gets moved up onto the actual playoffs, gets sent the fuck home instantly because they ain't no fucking good. And then guess what everybody out there is gonna be saying? Oh, Raider Nation made it to the playoffs. That's a playoff team. No. Your team is fucking straight trash. You fucking barely got by on losing ass fucking teams, like literally straight losing scrub fucking teams. You fought yourself to get into the playoffs on those losing ass fucking teams, and then whatever reason you think in your head you're better than what you are. You're not better than what you are. Those teams are scrub teams. They're the worst in the NFL. You're only just better than them. You're not better than any other guy. So to me, I think if you even got to 9 wins, you'd still be screwing your fucking team over for the following year to develop because you're not going to get players in those positions in the draft that are going to benefit your team in massive ways of those, dude. Like, we need to stay down there in the top 10 in the draft. I don't give a fuck what anybody says, dude. Like, you need to rebuild for cornerbacks, fucking DTs, fucking a quarterback, dude. Like, you even got to get lineman replacement, dude. Like, we are not just a player away. To sit here and indicate that we can go trade for players here by the trade deadline and make a run to the playoffs. It doesn't matter. Your team, listen, what are you trading for? 8 fucking players? You trading for 4? You're going to trade for a quarterback, cornerback, DT, fucking, where are you getting all these guys? And you only got Renfro over here, got a $15 million contract. Like, let's be real, dude. The odds are someone's not going to want to swoop that contract up. The reality says that wait till next year when he's only got a $5 million hit, not a $15 million fucking hit. Like, too many people are pushing these fucking narratives into these sections in these last 2 where I can see Ziegler just saying, like, hey, put the word out there that we're going to do something. If we lose today, we just pack it in, dude. Like, that's what we do. And if we stay in the Bears game, and let's just say that we're staying all fucking close game throughout that whole deal, we keep talking about we're going to be players in the fucking into the fucking trade deadline. The reality is I probably wouldn't make a trade. I would actually probably stag it out, tell Raider Nation that we couldn't get a fucking deal across, but I'd keep you guys intrigued. I'd keep saying that we're buyers at the fucking deal. You can't go and trade for a player that's going to be like $15 to $20 million if you're not winning any games that mean anything. It's pointless, dude. Like I said, you get Brian Burns, he's only on 1 year contract. You have to fucking get away. You have to figure out a way to extend this fucking guy at the end of the year for $20 fucking million. And if you ain't going to give him $20 million, why are you trying to trade for him now? Like, that doesn't make sense. You're going to trade for him now, give up your player, and give that motherfucker up at the end of the year. Like, you're not renting him to get to a Super Bowl like other teams do, where they're like, yeah, I'll rent that motherfucker for the next fucking 6 months or, you know, the rest of the half of the season, and then we'll dump him at the end because we just want the ring. We're not even in those contentions. And even to imply that, like, we're a Brian Burns away or a fucking Williams on the line or a fucking Marcus or a Sweat or any of those players away from winning a fucking Super Bowl, that is the most delusional bullshit out there, period. We are not just one defensive player away. We are 100% a quarterback away. There's one motherfucker. We're a cornerback, DT, fucking multiple players away. We're not just one player away from any way, shape, or form of anything. So, and then again, do you go to the trade deadline and then say, like, oh, I'm willing to sacrifice my draft picks on only making it to a playoff game and losing? Like, that's bad business, man. Like, Raider Nation got to get out of their fucking delusional mindset, dude, and start paying attention more to the games and more to our stat lines and things of those factors so we don't keep having pointless conversations. We beat the Bears, it doesn't mean we're good. Has 0 points mean that we're good. If you go into that Detroit Lion game and you beat them, then you beat the Bears. Wow, I where we are as a team. But until that
Man, you gotta echo.
That's on the DK. Yeah, it was yours. But that's why I say Eric. Yours? Yeah, it's Eric's phone. Eric's phone's feeding back hell hard.
Yeah, I was wondering what it was.
But long story short is like at those points, man, we'd actually be hindering our team going forward into the games. Like, we can't sit here and falsify a win here today. It means we're a good team. We're not. We're not a good team. They're the worst team in the NFL. And the Detroit game would determine where our team is at. The only problem is that's right on the line of the trade deadline. So then if you're trading for a fucking individual player that's not going to boost your team in any way, that's going to give you those substantial wins, dude. I mean, and again, look, this is how I look at football. I'm not delusional. I'm not going to just look at week to week. Oh, look at the fucking Bears. Oh, look at New England. What I'm going to say is, are you good enough to beat the fucking Niners or Philadelphia? Because that's teams, or Detroit in the Super Bowl. If you can't beat any one of those three, you shouldn't even be preparing for the fucking playoffs, dude, because at the end of the day, we've been swept by the Chiefs fucking both times for the last, fucking umpteen years now, just like we do to the motherfucking, we're the Broncos to the Chiefs. That's what we are. Because we get our ass beat by the Chiefs every fucking time we play those motherfuckers. And every time we play the Broncos, we beat their ass. So we're just the Broncos to the Chiefs. That's it. And if we can't look at our team and say, hell, we can just beat one team in our own division over here, then we can consider. But you think we're going to go in there against Waddle and Tyreek Hill and all them and Monster, all those dudes in fucking Miami, and we're just going to keep them close, right? Fuck no. They ain't very many teams even keeping them close this year, period. And our broke-ass team ain't going to keep them fucking close, dude. Like, that's all I keep trying to say is we're comparing our team to fucking scrub-ass teams versus teams that are in the playoffs or teams that are going into the fucking playoffs. So, again, this game to me means jack shit. I would say, like, if you're going to make a trade, man, I'd hit up fucking Vikings and see about Cousins. Like I said, I mean, you got to make something that's going to matter, man. Like, Jimmy's garbage.
The only two positions I give a fuck about is quarterback and defensive tackle.
Yeah, and I just feel like we're just so far away here in this team against teams that matter.
And even then, you still need a corner.
Yeah, exactly. You need a lot of pieces here to stay competitive within the games that are going to matter later on in the year.
If by some miracle we had a quarterback, a DT, and a corner, then I'd say we might be competitive.
Yeah, and again, I don't even know if you that's the thing you got to keep always looking at moving forward within your franchise to where you can jeopardize reverting backwards instead of going forward is trying to act like you're better than what you really are, dude. It's like I've said, if you're getting 1-year rentals, dude, and you fucking have a guy here this year, makes your team look good. The second he leaves, like a Casey Hayward, bam, you revert right back because you have nobody to put back in that spot. So now not only do you need a quarterback, but now you need a fucking cornerback, you know? Like, you're always reverting backwards. So instead of just going forward where you're like one step forward, or you're 1 step forward, 2 steps back, like that's what we're doing every single time. And then we're sitting here acting like our team is better or better and better. Like I've always said, I'm all about the win. I'm not going to discredit our team in wins or not, but I'm not going to falsify them either. To sit here and have conversations where I've heard people this whole week say like, oh, if we beat the Bears, we're in contention to fucking be in the playoffs. Like, that's got to be the most delusional fucking thought I've ever heard of in my life, dude. I mean, you're not even comparing us against good winning teams. It's literally guys talking about if you beat the Bears that are in the last place in all of the NFL, we're going to get ready for the playoffs. Why in the fuck does that even make sense? Where does that even make sense? It doesn't make no sense. It makes about the dumbest sense I've ever heard. It's like about a box of rocks, dude. Like, it has no sense behind it, dude. Like, these things people are talking about our team are crazy as hell. Like, just be real about our team, man. Like, this game, we should beat their ass. The end. Shouldn't make up no fucking excuses. Shouldn't come out here going like, oh, if we beat them, we're going here. We're not.
Let's just say hypothetically we beat the Bears today, right? And then we go on and lose to the Lions. We could lose every game thereafter. Like that's where our team is at.
And then like the last 3 wins. Let's look at the last 3 wins. Green Bay, the fucking Patriots, and then we're gonna talk about the Bears. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, fucking.
That's my point. Bottom teams, bottom 5 teams.
2 out of those 3 are the bottomest teams in the NFL. Like, that's 2 out of those 3, and then if we go back to the very first game and threw Denver in there, we'd probably have all 3 of the worst teams in the NFL at the end.
Exactly, and that's my point. Like, imagine if we lose every game up to Denver after beating the Bears, and then because we're losing so badly, McDaniels decides, oh, fuck it, I'm just going to play the backups and shit because I need to see who I'm going to cut after this game. So then we end up losing that game too because it's pretty much a fucking preseason game anyway.
Yeah, and then we're implying like we're just going to go beat the Broncos, and the Broncos can be even tougher game later in the season. Like, they're already being tougher team, period. They're just losing, but they've gotten better throughout the season, you know. Their defense has gotten way better, you know. Like, and they got rid of key players. Like, that's how you know when a coach is good. When a motherfucker gets rid of his star players and the team starts playing better. Like, that's when you know you got something wrong going on over there. Like we got all our star motherfuckers and we're barely even doing anything. So either way, like I said, man, today will be a good chance. Go out there, see what Hoyer can do against this fucking defense. I mean, do you guys think that Hoyer should carve up this defense? Do you guys think Jacob should have a pretty good day? Like, what do you guys feel? Like, where do you feel offensively
to be honest,
we can be with this team?
With Hoyer, it might actually give Jacobs a chance to have a decent game because Jimmy sucks that bad. So.
What are we looking at Jimmy today in yardage? What's your guys' goal with Jimmy today in yards?
You mean Jacobs?
Oh yeah, I said Jimmy Jacobs. Yeah.
If he can't get at least 80 yards today,
then bring in Zeus. I want to see Zeus.
Yeah, then bring in Zeus because like if he cannot get 80 yards against this fucking team.
Is that 80 total? Is that 80 total yards?
No, rushing.
No, 80 rushing. 80 rushing. And if he can't get at least
what are you looking at receiving?
4-point average, then
hey, get him more in the passing game too.
What do you think in receiving 50? Yards? What do you think he should get receiving?
60.
Around 50.
I say 60.
So you think? So you got? Oh, wow.
No, it wouldn't even be. That'd be like 35, maybe.
So you think Josh is gonna have a 130-yard day?
Yep.
Well, he's playing the worst team in the NFL, and he's supposed to be this elite backup, apparently.
You guys do know when the last time Josh did have a day like that, right? Do you know what game it was? I know it right off the head, off the top of my head.
Denver?
Nope.
Patriots?
Nope.
Last year?
Nope, this year against Chargers. Charger game was the only one where he had a pretty good run versus pass. That's because Aiden was inside that one. Aiden was the quarterback in that one, which opened up Josh in that game, rushing and receiving. So
that's
if
kind of what I
Hoyer
was
comes
getting at.
in, we're kind of anticipating the same thing. Basically, is what we're saying with that. We're
Yeah, well,
anticipating
that's what I
that
was
Hoyer is
getting.
going
Yeah,
to open up the deep and keep
Mhm.
people out of the pocket.
yeah, that's what I was getting at, pretty much.
Eric, what do you think? Where do you think you can see him? Do you agree with them? Do you see it somewhere else? What do you think?
I think you muted him.
Oh, I did I?
Yeah,
No,
because
it
of the
didn't.
echo.
You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Oh, all right. But what do you think? Do you agree with them on the where you see Jacobs, or what do you think?
I didn't catch the last part, but Jacobs
80
should.
rushing, 50 receiving, 130-yard day.
Oh man, see, I take that 'cause honestly on Prize Picks. I actually did pick that at my parlay on my prop. So yeah, and why? Because with Hoyer, they're gonna have to respect the pass because he may be old as dirt, but when you threw that when you threw that 40-yard bomb to Tucker, I said okay, all right, they had to respect it. So he can definitely get it, and the Bears are
You just got
horrible.
to remember on that throw so people understand that throw was under. So
Yeah,
just so they know,
yeah.
Tucker had to pull out of the deal and go back and go get it. So ain't like he got this rocket ass arm.
Of
Tucker
course you
just had
don't.
the player out beat. So you got to always watch the plays to make sure when we're talking about players going down and burning dudes with arms or things like he underthrew. That could have been another jump
Intercept.
up if the safety. Yeah, exactly. So, but
Most
outside of
definitely,
that, I
Dustin.
mean, to cut it off, keep going.
You good, Brody, but definitely. And plus, the Bears' defense is horrible at stopping the run. Very bad. They're ranked pretty much bottom NFL. So Jacobs should definitely have a great day catching and running. I'm cool with the 150. He can get that. And as far as Devontae, will Tay have another breakout game? Because he gets the Steelers. What do you have? What was it like? What was it like? 14 receptions for what? 175, something like that.
Yeah, that was his best game so far for 2 touchdowns.
So I mean, hey, if Hoyer could just give him the damn ball, bro, Tay's gonna catch it no matter what. The man is literally always open. Like, feed him the ball. Involve Mayer more because now Mayer's starting to carve up defenses. Now he's starting to come on, into the scene. Like this game is winnable, Dustin. If we lose to Tyson Bagnet, oh my lord, I'm gonna feel more horrible than I did last night watching USC lose to
If we lose to a backup quarterback, that's going to tell me everything I need to know
Who
about
did
Fuck,
Tyson
you're.
Bagent.
Don't
USC
even
lose?
say it. Don't even say it. I know you're gonna bring up that USC game. Don't fucking bring
Who
that up.
did they lose to?
hey, who did Fresno lose to, man?
We didn't play. We're on a bye.
Y'all should be on a bye for the rest of the
We only
season.
They're
have
on a bye
one
for the
L.
rest of the year. That's
We
what they'll
only
say.
have one L. How many L's do you guys have?
We only got 2, but fucking, I think there's a lot more behind this though, because I've heard this. I heard this before anybody even brought it up. People are just talking about this, but I hit up Eric about a week ago, early in the morning, when I heard about this fucking deal that came through about this. Anyways, like I say, I got my motherfucking hookups. But long story short, I heard long before all these motherfuckers, and Eric can back it. I fucking hit him up that morning.
Yes.
But I told him, like a lot of news was going around about Lincoln staying the head coach in fucking USC. I heard numerous reports before any of these reports that were released out there that actually Lincoln was looking to go, and his camp already put out fucking test berries to other NFL camps that would be looking to draft fucking Caleb Williams. And from what I've heard and numerous things is like I've heard numerous things of why they're doing it. They say that one, USC isn't there. They wouldn't be there if it wasn't for Caleb to begin with and Lincoln. The defensive side of the ball is still massively under production. So basically what Lincoln is saying is that he wants 10 more years within football period coaching, and that he wants to follow Caleb wherever the fuck Caleb goes in the NFL. And they've already hit up camps and they've already hit up places in the NFL already that whoever drafts fucking Caleb would take Lincoln with them. and it's not going to be uncommon. The only thing that people are proposing right now with that conversation is if Lincoln is to come to the NFL, to whatever team he may go, whoever drafts Caleb, they're only going to give them control of the offense. They're not going to give them control of the actual management of the team. They're going to have the organization still pick the defensive side of the team, so on like that. So, like I said, the Lincoln part of the offensive genius and things like that, it's a good intriguing just because he has made Caleb really productive in his career. The downside to it is every single coach that's come from college lately has done jack shit. None of them are doing shit. They all have bad records. I mean, the last guy you can look back to that actually has like a successful winning record would be probably John Harbaugh. Jim
Or
Jim
Pete.
from fucking
Pete Carroll
yeah,
too. You could
Pete.
throw Pete.
But that's my point. We're talking about one of two out of like 30 or 40. So the odds would say that if we're just betting odds, if Lincoln was come to our team, we'd probably be worse. Like that would just be betting odds, because the fact of him being able to control Caleb or the offense of that side, it still leaves zero side of the defensive ball. And a lot of these guys that are
Are you
coming from
guys ready
defensive
for
side in college,
the inactive list?
Let me
yeah, did
guess.
it come out?
Let me guess. Jacorian Bennett, Nate Hobbs, Vista. Who else?
Nesta J. Sabera, Wilkerson, and what our linebacker from Florida, and Jimmy G.
Well,
Amari Burney.
no PT.
Yep.
What the fuck is wrong with fucking fucking I forgot the name. Go through the list again.
Nesta J. Sabera.
No, the other, not Amari Burney. The other, it was before Amari Burney.
Wilkerson.
Yeah, what the fuck's wrong with Wilkerson?
They're using Trey Tucker.
Oh, so it's just inactive. He's not actually injured.
He's just
No, he's a healthy scratch.
Yeah, him and
Nessa's a healthy scratch. He's a healthy scratch, and the other guy, they said at the end.
There's only 3 that are injured.
Yeah, everybody else is just healthy scratches, and then. But that's why I just say, like, Lincoln and stuff of those factors, we can't look to that. I mean, if we're like, the reality of us getting Caleb is not a reality. I mean, salute took your souls. The reality is like the Bears or Denver, like they're going to get him. Like that's where he's relying at the moment. So for us to sit here and think Lincoln or Caleb's even in our thought process ain't going to happen, because teams like the Bear and teams like the Broncos are not going to trade that draft pick to us. And if they did, they're going to ask for like 10 first-round picks. So you just got to 86 that conversation right away. If I'm just going to be realistic, I'm going to tell you who the quarterbacks are going to be. It's going to be Bo Nix. It's going to be probably Drake. Drake is a tough one, because Drake can be the first one off the board. People keep thinking that Caleb is going to be the first. I've said this. There's a big problem between Caleb and Drake. Caleb is he creates his own shit. The systems don't depend on what Caleb does. Caleb gets out of those situations, moves out of pocket, creates. He's the best player on the fucking team. So him coming to the NFL can be a massive misconception, dude, like massive misconception, because a guy like Drake plays systematic ball. He is behind the fucking center until the last second. He can't be. Drake's not, or Caleb's not. Caleb will get out of the pocket just to create open space, because that's who he is as a player. He ain't doing it because the pocket's folding. He's not doing it because he does it because that's him. So he can be a big-time misconception in NFL-based teams that are not built like that. Not every team has an Andy Reid fucking genius mind behind them to create plays for this type of guy. So I've said Drake Mays may be the first quarterback off the board. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. Drake May is a fucking NFL-type quarterback, stays in the pocket, waits till the last seconds to move in and out. That shit matters. That's how plays are built in the NFL from OCs, to hold it out as long as physically possible. I mean, the thing about Patrick Mahomes is he's in an Andy Reid offense. It's to anything. You can make it whatever the fuck you want. No plays draw dead. Things keep going. They keep moving. Like that, his shit's not everybody else's team in the NFL. So you can't relate a Caleb to a player like us or things of other teams either, you know? So that's what I'm saying. Drake could be the first one off the board. I'll say it straight up. I don't care what anybody says. Drake Mays will probably be the first off the board. He's been playing phenomenal football, dude. He's not dependent. Even his team's lost massive production within starting players, and they're still undefeated, I think, right now.
No. And they lost
Did he lose?
To who was that? It was Virginia.
When yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, still one game lost. So I mean, that's my point. They lost a lot of starters in fucking North Carolina the year before. So to have the same production from him with what they're doing with lesser players, I'm telling you, Drake Mays is going to be a guy people need to pay attention to. So, and again, you got guys from like LSU, fucking Daniels, dude. That guy's fucking coming on like a bat out of hell.
I like Daniels.
Hey, he almost lost last night to Skydaboo, a running back, receiver, all in one. Almost lost to Skydaboo. It was close game.
I'm not a Penix fan, dude. I've said I think Penix is gonna get fucking in the NFL. He's gonna get exposed. I've said like
weird throwing motion.
Penix has an unorthodox left throw, which it leaves his players vulnerable within the field, dude. And I've said it. Look at his downfield passes where people.
This year.
You can win Heisman. Doesn't mean you're going to do shit in the NFL. Heisman Trophy doesn't mean nothing in the NFL, dude. I mean, there's been so many guys that's had the Heisman and gone out of the NFL in no time. So I've said you can't relate college ball to the NFL, especially when they're leaving a fucking team that's 5-star players, some of the best, going to the worst. You know, like I've said it. You can't do that. And I think I'm not going to say that Penix Jr. is just a wash. I'm not going to say that. I think he's going to take a certain type of person that's going to get it out of him. I think he still has a lot of throwing motion.
Would be a good pick for
he has a lot of throwing motion mechanicals that need to be fixed, dude. Like Penix is not as great as people think, dude. I've said it. Bo Nix has way more stability as quarterback and the quarterback position than fucking Penix does. I don't give a fuck. Bo has accuracy like a motherfucker. He has pocket presence behind the line like no one's business, and he runs straight forward to pick up first downs. In the NFL, when you're playing behind NFL lines, you run forward to get yards. That's what you do, man. And fucking dudes like Bo Nix and Drake Mays, dude, they're going to fucking hit that gap and push straight forward to go get that. And that's the shit that matters. And I keep saying, like, when people are looking at players like that have that type of explosiveness to the outsides and things like that, right? Why isn't Josh getting to the outside? Josh getting ran down, dude, fucking 4 yards behind the line when they know he's even going outside. So I've said players like Penix and them can become they're going to become, like I said, when people hone in on them, they're going to become obsolete, because I've said the things that keep Drake and Bo in the NFL is their size, the way that they play. They're going to keep move forward to get up the field, where players like him can't move forward. He's going to get leveled right at the line. Like, let him try to go up in there and take on some DTs. He's going to get his ass. He's a fucking stick. It'd be like this trying to go up against this. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah, I got you. Oh, come on. You know, like, you're not going nowhere, man. So I just think, like, with Penix, I'm not a big Penix fan. I think I might be wrong.
Yeah,
I could be wrong, but yeah, I'll bet my money on it. I would take Drake. I would take fucking Bo Nix. I said Bo Nix even last year. I've been saying Bo Nix for the last few years, dude. Like, Bo Nix is one accurate motherfucker, dude.
That's not Eric's guy. Eric hates Bo Nix.
I do. I really don't like that guy, man.
Hey, but look at it like this. So, right, you guys talk about Penix, right? Talk about the game Penix. Well, guess who played Penix already? And guess who almost beat his ass? Guess who would have beat him if his field goal kicker don't fucking shank the fucking kick? Like, Oregon beats them. And not only does he beat him, he beats them in fashion, bro. Like, the thing about Penix is he's a big play capability player. No one's going to argue that. Like, go back and watch the beginning of that game. See, this is things people got to look at. I've said Oregon is like one of the best schools to watch do this. I've said you got to know how to lose to fucking win, man. Like, teams that know how to lose know how to fucking win, and they have that backbone behind them. They get into that game. Let's go pull up the stats in the first fucking quarter, first half, dude. What was it? Penix was like 165, 2 touchdowns, compared to Bo Nix's 60 fucking 5 yards or 69 and 1 touchdown, right? Yeah. And then guess what? Boom, here come Bo slapping it back on these motherfuckers all the way back down to win that game at the end of the game. Like, Bo shows you he can fight from behind like a motherfucker. That's something you need in the NFL. That's the type of player you need. And not only did he do it against an okay team, he did it against a powerful fucking offensive player. That's massive, because you got to always think about it like this. Just because Bo got to go score didn't mean that offense was going to start scoring. Like, that's the things you got to always keep in mind. And he brought him back to damn win that game. Everybody knows they would have won that game. They should have won that game. So, again, I look at those type of moments in football because anybody can get on a good team, say, hey, I got the best receivers, which Washington got one of the best receivers out there right now. So to sit here and just imply they're just implying like they're not a deal. I like Bo Nix because, like he says, he refuses to lose. Those type of mentalities is what you need in the NFL. When players get behind, dude, teams start fucking getting suffocated. This motherfucker holds composure the whole fucking time. He's done it on a big stage in college. You got to think, college stadiums way outperform NFL stadiums. Man, it might be 160,000 college students, and it's not students. It's alumni. It's fucking kids. It's adults. It's all kind of boosters. Like, you got to think about in college. A lot of people think those are kids. Bullshit. College is only fucking, they don't hold 160,000 fucking students going to school there. Like, that, no fucking way. Like, that's the thing is, and don't get me wrong, I'm not going to say some colleges don't harness that many people. I'm just saying those ain't all inside those stadiums, dude. Those are fucking 10, 15,000 fucking, maybe even 20,000 kids, dude. And then you got boosters, other people that been to those schools, so on. Like, that's why I say college football is a whole nother breed when it gets to that fucking, like, that fucking hype mentality. So for me, I said I'm going to keep on Bo Nix as hard as possible because I like with Bo Nix, he's shown he's a winner. That kid's a winner. He's fucking accurate as fuck, dude. He's got really great accuracy. And I've said that's why I would pick Drake over fucking Caleb. I love Caleb. I'm a huge USC, dude. Like, don't get me wrong. I would take Caleb in a heartbeat. But looking at the team, the type of what we're built off, I think, like, you look at Drake, he's like a fucking Big Ben, dude. He's a big-bodied dude. He can see right over the fucking line, got great fucking arm, great accuracy, good deep ball, good mid ball, and he'll square up on a linebacker, bro. Like, those are things that win games. Those are what win games. Josh Allen paneling down the middle of the fucking field, go pick up, like, those win games. So for me, I'm going to be more locked on those two for me. Like, that's my opinion. I'm not going to say that Penix or these guys aren't good players. I'm not saying. I'm just saying there are things people need to pay attention to. They're not coming from that school to here. You know what I mean? They're leaving that school, coming to the Raiders. Like, we got to always keep that in mind, you know? So, but I don't know. I just think, like I said, there's a lot in there. There's a lot to go through this whole draft here. And that's why I say we don't have to be the number one draft pick. That's all I was trying to get to. We don't need to be the number one. There's plenty of fucking quarterbacks in this deal that can make it work. Even if we go with the Penix or go with fucking Daniels or what's the dude from Notre Dame? Fucking Hartman. You know, like, you got a lot of good fucking players out here. You got Ward, Hartman. I mean, you got all kind of good dudes over here. Are they all going to be the greatest players? Nah, but some of them will. And in this draft class, you got massive. It's like Sam Howell. I like Sam Howell so much, dude. I said about that dude the whole time. I was like, bro, if we're going to pick a quarterback in this draft, we should get Sam Howell. Like, he has the definition of fucking Raider written all over this fucking guy. Deep ball. He got deep ball accuracy like a motherfucker, dude. He is just downfield type player. The only issue that people were putting on him was his fucking leg. It was his knee. They wanted to claim like his knee was dead and he wasn't going to be able to. And I'm sitting over here looking at Washington because I think that's where he's at right now.
Yeah, he is.
I literally just looked at his shit the other day in a game. This guy got like 165 and 3 touchdowns. I'm like, how the fuck you got 3 touchdowns on 165 yards? You know, like, Sam Howell, if that guy got to a good team, that guy'd be dangerous, man. Like, I would have loved to see him here as a Raider, dude, or a backup quarterback or whatever. I would have loved to have that guy, man. But it's kind of like the Patriots, too. Why are they not playing Matt Corral? I didn't even know he was on their team, bro. That dude's a beast, man, and they don't even play that fool? Is he over there still or no?
Matt Corral, wasn't he? He wasn't on the Lions, right? Then he got cut.
No, the Patriots picked him up, dude. Whoever he got released from, was he in Carolina? He was in Carolina, wasn't he?
Yeah, you're right. And he got cut. So now he's quarterback 3 behind Cunningham.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, man. Matt Corral, dude, what was he? Ole Miss, right? Ole Miss quarterback.
It was funny. He played with DK. And
Yeah,
AJ Brown.
he was a beast. He was a beast, bro. Like, and Matt Corral was a fucking beast, man. Like, that's the kind of thing that kind of, like, to me, is kind of like, you look at Desmond Ritter. I thought Desmond Ritter had the best arm in the combine by a mile. Like, they were trying to talk up Malik Willis, and I'm like, nah, hell no, that fucking guy, Desmond Ritter, classed that field in the combine, dude. Like, he looked like he had the better arm by a mile. And then you see him over here in the NFL, and he's struggling hardcore. But look at what people said. Like, people put Desmond Ritter over Derek Carr. I was like, whoa, hold on
Desmond
here,
Ritter.
you know. But
Oh, whoa.
yeah, I thought that was a little crazy, but you
Ooh.
know what I mean? But that's how people are looking at deals, and I'm like, man, Desmond Ritter got to look at, like, how Dion, right? Dion's over there advocating to take fucking his son and send him to Atlanta. And
Hey,
I'm like, that could be a dangerous team right there with his son. Like,
right,
that could be
because
danger.
throw, you know, Desmond Ritter comment.
That's facts with his play with his son's. I can't ever say his name. Shakir. Or
So it's Shadair.
Shadair.
There you go. You got it.
Yeah. So Shadair. The thing I think would give that team like just a whole nother level is his run capability. He's going to make teams be like, whoa, hold on. We can't just lock it on the halfbacks receive. We got to lock on this fool too. So, like, that's how you can get Bijan Robinson just getting crazy. And then this is the craziest thing. The tight end for the Falcons, right?
Kyle Pitts.
Pitts is the number one dude. He was actually rated to be one of the best tight ends coming out of college at the time. What is it, Smith? Is it Jakku, or how do you say that guy's name? Fucking
Johnny Smith.
Yeah, he's the damn number one tight end there. I'm like, what the hell is going on over here, man? Like, it is crazy as hell. That dude got massive yards over there. Like, he's playing great football for them, you know, for Atlanta right now.
Yeah.
So he's playing great football. But, man, if you were to go take that kid and put him in that system, oh, man, dude, that could be a dangerous team right there.
Think about it. You'll have Drake London, Tyler Algier, Bijan, Kyle Pitts. You have a squad.
Oh, dude, you'd have a nice squad, dude. And then, like I said, and that's the other thing, too, is he's another candidate for a quarterback, too. You know what I mean? Like, this draft class in quarterbacks is stacked to no end, dude. Like, it is a pretty damn good class. So
there's at least about 6 or 7 of them.
Oh,
Which
easy.
is crazy.
Easy. And that's the thing. Like, if we were smart, like, they've already come out with posts saying, like, they're not moving Devontae. Like, they've already made that clear. They're not listening to people. They're not even intriguing trades or not. But part of me thinks, like, that's good because you're backing them. The other part of me thinks, like, man, fucking, it's tough, man, because it's like I wish the Detroit game was this week. You know what I mean? And I wish the Bear game was next week because it would kind of be like the Chiefs last year. When we played the Chiefs, we knew where our team stood. We basically shut down our team after that Chiefs game, where we're caught right on the trade deadline with the Detroit game.
Yeah, when is the trade deadline? Like, is the Detroit
It's next
deadline
week.
right after?
Yep. The trade deadline is week 8. So basically, once we get to that game,
so
I think that Monday, it's over.
After that game.
Yeah, you know, like that, like,
first.
I won't lie about Took Your Souls. I mean, that was a tough game on all kind of reasons because, like, that was Jacksonville and the Saints, right? In the I think that's the one you're talking about. Fucking, that was a tough game, and it looked brutal on both sides of the ball because Jacksonville came out, man. Trevor Lawrence looked like he was struggling hardcore through that whole game. I think that the defensive takeaway with the score is kind of what basically helped that struggling Jacksonville team. I don't know if I would claim like Jacksonville is that great because Derek Carr came back at the end of that game, and let's not forget, like, fucking Foster don't let that ball bounce right out of the fucking palm of his hands. They fucking tie that shit up, probably win that shit. So I don't know, man. Like, Carr, the thing about Carr is like these are things I've always said, like, for me as in football, right? Yeah, that's facts. I mean, Alvin Kamara underplayed multiple fucking possessions, dude. He didn't even pick up the blitz on a key fucking factor deal, dude. And even on the sideline, he didn't recognize the blitz. And Carr just basically motherfucked him and threw the ball right to the spot he was supposed to be at and was like, right there, motherfuckers. So Carr, I've always liked Carr, man. I'm never not gonna like Carr. I'm gonna be honest with God, Carr, one of my favorite Raider quarterbacks in all time, dude. And like, this is the things that when I was watching that Saints game, right? The minute that they got into that third quarter and Carr started showing like, all right, get your shit together, get the players together. Hey, I knew right then and there. I'm like, Carr has a chance to win this game. This is what Carr's done his whole career is come back in these fourth quarters. Like, this is a Carr moment. And I seen it the whole entire time. Once he started yelling at Alvin Kamara and telling him like, get in your fucking spot or you're fucking lacking out, their team started firing. Boom, 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 boom. They were going downfield like that, dude. Even when they got that one takeaway, what was it, 3 plays into the end zone? Like, their team's deadly. But the problem is they get stagnant in long plays. Like, they start to drag themselves out in long plays. So I think, like, the Saints' problem is Michael Thomas ain't consistent in every single fucking play. He's, like, falling off the face of the earth. Raheed Rashid, I like him a lot, man. That guy's going to come on massively for Carr as time goes on. I think Carr and Alvin Kamara fucking deal works really good. The Foster deal with Carr works really good because Carr feeds the fuck out of Foster. And the team when you seen in that
Carr
game
just
when
fucking sucks.
what was it?
Carr just fucking sucks. I'm happy.
Yeah, well, you see in the end of that, in the end of the third quarter, going into the fourth, where Foster Moreau's on the sideline, dude, and he's fucking telling like Michael and Alvin, like, this is Carr's moments, dude. Like, this is what Carr does. Like, and again, he gave them the chance, dude, and they got down there. So I don't know if I would just say Carr sucks. I mean, fucking defense, there's all kinds. Carr gave him the chance to win that game.
Carr hater. Fuck Carr.
Yeah, but you're the biggest dick rider of him before he fucking went to sign your shit. So I always say I don't go by biased opinions.
Gets choked, motherfucker. He's a choker.
Yeah, Carr did miss a few wide open spots. I'm not gonna lie, but Carr don't miss
Carr's
very
back
many
to
of
his
them.
normal life.
I
Back to losing.
I mean, we're not too far behind him. At least he's beating better teams than we are. I mean, fuck, dude. We're over here talking about our wins. Our wins come from the losingest fucking teams in the league.
17-point game winning. They were beating.
He got injured, so that wasn't on him. So to even imply, guess who got him that 17 points? He did. Guess who led him up to that point? He did. Can't imply that Carr got injured and people are like, oh, Carr lost that game. No, he fucking didn't. Like, that's how Raider fans do. They cut out the main story to that fucking story. One, Carr had 17 points in the first quarter. So how in the fuck are they even imply Carr had anything to do with that loss?
Are getting mad at Carr now. Now they're realizing how Carr plays.
I think anybody's gonna get mad at any players. Like, that's how the NFL is. You win, you're good. If you don't, I mean, go to fucking any New York team. I mean, fuck, they'll get outcasted faster and shit, dude. I mean, Daniel Jones probably over there getting shit reamed every single time. I said it, dude. Look at Justin Fields. He got 7 wins in 3 years. Like, what the hell shows winning with him?
Justin Fields is horrible. And
yeah, I mean, fuck, we're over here talking like Carr sucks. That's crazy as hell. Carr got fucking winning records. Like,
from fucking Derek Carr's alma mater at fucking school, but he ain't shit no more.
Yeah, I think that whole team was playing bad on that day for Jacksonville, man. Like, a Jacksonville Saint game, I think that was on both sides of the ball. You know who was playing pretty good fucking ball was that linebacker. That linebacker is a fucking beast over there, dude, for Jacksonville. That fucking dude.
One?
The one that starts with an O, fucking
Oh, the one that used to be. I think he used to be with the Colts.
Atlanta, I think he was Atlanta. I think
Colts, I believe. I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he was a fucking heat-seeking missile, dude. That dude was all over the fucking field there.
So, Dustin, I'm about to go get ready to go watch this game.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, because I think, like you say, with the Josh McDaniels and Derek Carr deal, you know, I wouldn't say that it wouldn't work. I think the thing that I would say is like the things that I got to keep in perspective that I keep saying, like how people say like, oh, it's Josh with offense here. It is not Josh with offense here, 100%. Jimmy running in the same exact offense, got 4 quarters. He's averaging 15 points per game. Derek Carr ran under the exact same offense 1 year ago, and being stagnant in 2 quarters, he was averaging 23.2 points per game. So hell fuck no, it's most definitely quarterbacks play. I think the more the Josh and Derek deal was just because we needed the money. So I think that ties like a massive part of what they were. I don't think Josh and Derek were not going to work. I mean, Josh and Derek averaged 27.2 points per game all the way to the Saints game. And then when they got owed in that Saints game, it dropped us down to around 24 points per game. And then by the end of the year, it was 23.2 points per game. And if you're telling me that Carr averaged 23.2 points per game, not even playing 2 full games because he was out because they benched his ass, and then not playing 2 full quarters and scoring wise through 17 games throughout the year, let's just say 12. I mean, those are mind blowing numbers, dude. I mean, Carr and Josh's system, year 2, he would have probably been averaging like 30 points per game. The problem, and with this offense, most definitely probably 30 a game. The problem is it wasn't about if Josh and Derek weren't going to work. It was more about how do you rebuild the team with people's contracts like that. And I keep saying it. Watch, Devontae is going to end up being another one of those. Devontae is going to end up being another Carr fucking move. Watch, and I don't care what anybody says, because when you look back and sit back at the end of the day to sit and say, like, how do we rebuild our team? And you look to the offensive side and say, this dude getting $42 million and our defense is only worth $38 million. This dude's worth 7/8 of our defensive fucking contract, dude. And if you move one player from that side of the ball over here, you'd have $100 million fucking defense, dude, literally in one player move. So I've always said, like, don't not be surprised if Devontae ends up being a cut candidate here over the next few years. I mean, he packs a $42 million hit against our cat, dude. And I've said, like, if you keep a guy like Jimmy, that's not going to work. I mean, that's still a 20 some odd million dollar contract. The only way it works is if you roll with a dude like Aiden or a guy from the draft. Like, those first few year contracts will pan out that 40 million. Like, you can most definitely switch it around. If the wide receiver's carrying 40 and our quarterback's only $1 million, you can justify that. But we can't sit and justify moves like of those types if we're still harnessing sleep Noah. If we're still harnessing those type of numbers on one side of the ball. I said I love Devontae, man. I'm not against Devontae being here. I've always said I'm a shield first guy, dude. And when you start looking at number fluctuation on one side of the ball, and you're sitting there saying, like, if you were just to take Devontae off of the team and move him away and then keep the offense intact and just look at the offense, that's still a pretty good offense, dude. That's a really good fucking deal. And even if you took that $42 million and then you transferred it over here on the defensive side, the defensive side is $58 million with the dudes we got. Imagine what kind of guys you're going to add to that team with another $42 million. You're going to get some key motherfucking players, dude. Like, so that's all I'm saying is sometimes you need to look at the whole base and not just look at an individual deal. You got to look at that. Jacoby's having a great year. Tucker can be utilized even more if you had a downfield option. You don't have to have Devontae there. Put Christian Wilkerson over there. Let him start getting reps, dude. And if it ain't Jacoby, it'd be a Christian. You know, like, that's what I've always said about ones and twos is that one's going to get the other more than the other. And I've said this about Max Crosby down on the line, where people keep saying, like, you have to have that dual side. No, you don't. I said it in the preseason. I said, look at the way that fucking Malcolm Koonce pushes pressures on that side. They have to double team Malcolm because he gets back there and he forces that. Then what happens? They can't double team fucking Max because the fact that you're going to have to double team one or the other. And guess what happens? They double team Koonce and Max gets free. Dude, he's popping up sacks left and right. And look, when Max gets a sack, look who's the guy that's opposite of him. It's Malcolm Koonce running right beside him, jumping on the side like, oh, good job, bro, good job. Koonce gives the pressure to give off the side for Max to pick up, dude. So there's nothing wrong with that. I've said, like, the idea of just sitting here thinking like, oh, you're just going to have two dudes that are just getting back there. I said, no, they're not, dude. Go to fucking Cleveland, dude, when you had Clowney and fucking Myles Garrett there, dude. I mean, yeah, two good-ass motherfuckers, two great, not just good, great players, and Clowney didn't even have that type of production. But guess who had the production on the opposite side of him? Fucking Garrett, dude. Like, Garrett picked up, 16.5 sacks that year or 18 sacks that year? Like, a guy like him doesn't necessarily always have to get to the back. He just got to disrupt the back so a dude like Max or Miles can get to that motherfucker, which they do. So I've said, like, Koonce, to me, is a great asset to Malcolm because he applies the pressure over there. And don't get me wrong, I've watched today. He'll probably get a sack because Koonce gets through to that backfield. So I've always said, like, like I said, you can just move around some of that money, put it to the defense. Like if we were able to go out and get an elite corner, like literally pay an elite corner that's young, still in his fucking prime, got years to go, that's going to come off a team that can't pay him. Imagine what that guy can do for our team, man. He'd probably help us out massively.
I swear, personally, I feel like we're elite
Salute,
corner
Alfredo.
and DT away on. Salute, Alfredo. I feel like we're an elite corner and a pass rushing DT away on defense.
It's facts. And I mean, like in a game like today,
that's the two key positions on defense.
With a game like today, right? So let's kind of talk on what's going to happen here today. Today, you got a rookie quarterback that's in the backfield because he is a rookie, right? That's who they're playing as the rookie.
Yeah, they're playing a rookie, undrafted rookie.
Yeah, so you get a UDFA undrafted rookie on a team that's already fallen apart. Their most consistency is with Justin Fields, regardless of his wins or not. Justin Fields is he is a dynamic run player. He is just like Lamar when it comes to running the ball. Like this guy has great run vision, just great. He got really bad downfield accuracy, but he does have a good ball every now and again, like really good ball, nice spiral, nice drop. Like he's just inaccurate in the deep ball. He has a good little midfield.
Jackson when he was first coming in.
Who was it?
Lamar Jackson was like that when he first came in. His accuracy was in question. Same thing.
The difference is Lamar picked his up. Justin's never showed anything of being picked up, you know. So I think for what I would say, what do you say? Fuck no, Souls, dude. I would quit being a fan if we get Justin Fields on our fucking team. I'm not doing that. Why? What would make Justin Fields have 7 wins in 3 fucking years in Chicago think he's gonna go to any other team and do anything worth a fuck over there? Like, hell fuck no. I would rather take a fucking draft. I'll take a rookie quarterback out of college for I'm taking this fucking guy, dude. Like, nah, I can't do that, man. I want to get better. I don't want to get worse, you know. I would take the water boy over Jimmy, but that's not the question we're asking here. If you go get Fields 1, you're trading for him. So you're trading for Fields. That's determining that you want him as a quarterback. No, we do not want him as quarterback. Nuh-uh. If he's in free agency, costs us like $3 million to throw him on the backup, dude, like I'd be 100% for that. You know what I mean? But if we're implying that we're going to hit up Chicago and trade even any draft pick whatsoever for Fields, no, the fuck I'm not. I'm not giving him a 7th round pick for Fields, dude. There is nothing Fields has shown in his fucking career with fucking the Bears that he can do anything. He's had good fucking defenses, can't do shit. He's had good offensive players, can't do shit. He got DJ Moore over there. That was the only player that was averaging what was he averaging? 60 in the preseason per possession. Like, nah, hell no. I'm not rolling with Fields. And they couldn't even give him to me. Like, they couldn't give me Fields. He's got to be the worst quarterback in the league, man. Like, and look, all I'm saying, like, if we played him, that's what I was getting to. He like the worst guy in the league and probably would still challenge us in that game. That's all I'm trying to say is why I feel like our team is not as good as people are thinking. Like, the thing with this game now, having their rookie in there, right? It should be another Aiden O'Connell beatdown like it was with the Chargers. Like, he should be getting into that backfield. We should be getting through that deal. Their line's kind of bad. But what was the other team, too, that had the worst rushing defense in the league that we played? We played another team that had that. Who was it? Was it the Steelers?
Steelers, yeah.
Yeah, and they still controlled us. So if we're sitting here implying like we're going to go against Chicago and they have the worst run defense in the league, I would not act like we're just going to go out here and put up 200 yards. Like, our luck is they're going to have their best day stopping the run today. You know what I mean? So those are things that I pay attention to. So, like, in this game, just like I said, us running the ball on the line is going to be determined on how shitty that team is and how good we look. You guys said that you would be happy with Jacobs at 130 total yards, 80 rushing, 50 yards receiving. I'm putting it more like 55 rushing and fucking 30 receiving at a total of 85 yards, dude. Like, I don't think Jacobs is going to hit over that 100 yards even with this type of team because there's nothing that's indicated yet with anything that these guys have done throughout the year and teams we've played that have given them that type of deal. I said Aiden in that fucking Chargers game is the only thing that's done that. And that's a division game.
I agree, and that's where I'm saying with Hoyer in there is the only way I can see it happening because maybe they
and that's hoping that Hoyer plays a whole 4 quarters that way. We got to remember,
Yeah,
man,
true.
this
True.
guy, I spoke on this the whole time about why Hoyer was brought here. I said this the whole time. Hoyer was not brought here to be a starting quarterback. I said if Jimmy was playing a game or Aiden was playing a game and a motherfucking quarterback got hurt, Hoyer can come in and finish the game. He knows the system. That's what his job is. He is very good at it, and he's been very good at it. And just because he hasn't started since 2016 doesn't mean he hasn't came in and relieved people of the game and won the game. He just ain't going to get credited the same way as him being the starter for that game. So those are things that I kind of look at is like Hoyer gives us the best chance in the deep ball, which is what we should have today. Again, Carter, Tucker, these guys should be utilized out here. Devontae should have a big game, but I already have a feeling like Jacoby's going to get it. And I keep saying that the reason Jacoby's getting these balls, and I know people ain't paying attention to this, man. Like Devontae could be one of the greatest receivers in all football, right? Nobody's debating that. But you got to remember who Devontae played with. He played with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is a motherfucking. He is specialist to the game. He looks at the fine details. He looks at when he hikes the ball, how his fucking receiver gets off on that corner by either getting a fucking hand move to the inside, pushing a fucking deal down and moving out, or just getting by him. The second that Rodgers looks over here and sees Devontae do this or move like this, Rodgers knows, throw him the ball. He knows because he built that guy. So he knows that type of movement when Jimmy don't know that. Jimmy wouldn't know if Devontae did this, or fucking face fuck that motherfucker. Like, he wouldn't know what to fucking do. He got to wait till he sees him open. Then he's going to throw it to him. It's just like I put in the post. Jimmy couldn't throw Devontae open if his life depended on it. And those are things that I sit here and always say, like, you have to evaluate. When Jimmy looks there, he doesn't see what Rodgers sees. He's not even the same type of quarterback in any way, shape, or form. So therefore, Devontae is not going to get those type of looks or those type of throws. But then come back over here to Jacoby. I keep saying how dominant the Patriot way is. It's very dominant. Players that play within that system, it's called systematic football. So it doesn't matter where they go or where they leave and go to somewhere else. That's systematic football. Those coaches teach that player to run this route, this way, no fucking different. You run it that way every fucking time, no matter what. You don't change. You don't move off of it. You don't do nothing. You run it the way that it's fucking drawn. No excuses. Why do you think Jimmy and them hook up so well? Jimmy came from that system. Jimmy came from that organization. And when he sees a guy like Jacoby that's getting in and out of routes the same way that he was taught being there, that's why he gels with them so well, dude. It's not because, Devontae takes away a double coverage from Jacoby. Bullshit. I've watched Jacoby Myers all year long beat dudes on double coverage and triple coverage. Jacoby isn't just getting one-on-ones with motherfuckers and getting open. Jacoby beating motherfuckers in double coverage and triple coverage and still getting the ball. Like I said, the reason these two hit so well together is because it's system. It's a systematic shit. He looks here. He sees Devontae try and do his little thing where Aaron would have just been like, whoop, right up to him because he know he's getting him. But he can't do that because Jimmy don't have that vision. So Jimmy looks at him. He thinks Devontae's covered. When he looks back here, he sees Jacoby in and out the route. He's like, oh, he's open right here. That's why Renfro having such a problem within this system is because Renfro's not that type of in and out route runner. He's a phenomenal route runner, but creating his own route running. He is not an out route runner where he gets in and out of his cuts to go with somebody else. So that's all I'm saying is Josh's system is very dominant with people that have come from those systems. And I guarantee you, if Dorsett was still out there, things of those, we would see a lot more connection probably between Myers and Dorsett than Adams. And it's not about Adams not being great anymore or this and that. It's just like I said with Jacobs. It's not about Jacobs not being great anymore. It's just you put a quarterback behind that line that no defense respects, so that takes away Josh instantly. Now you got to turn Josh from a running back to a receiving back, dude. That's what you have to do in those type of deals. That's why I keep saying when people looked at the Niners, I said, well, you guys aren't looking at Mitchell. Mitchell fucking became receiving back same way. And you're not looking at that they use motherfucking Debo in the same fucking deal as a receiving back. So he's a receiver running halfback. Like, you know what I mean? So that's why I've always said, you're just not looking at them in the same tangibles of how other people have been using them. And Shanahan when people say like Jimmy came from, they didn't win right away. Fuck, they actually had losing season, dude. And then they had to fucking get the players and develop and probably brought in all the players before they started being a pretty damn good team. And I would say like 8-8, I think is what it was. I want to say losing, but that to us, that'd be losing. But well, fuck, we'd be called that a winning season. But long story short, Kyle just probably seen it right away. And again, we're talking about 7 years of production behind Kyle, and we're over here giving, Josh 1 year of production with Jimmy. The only thing I have to argue about that is that fuck, I would have kept Carr over Jimmy any day of the week. But another thing that we got to also keep in mind is Jimmy was not Josh McDaniel or Ziegler's #1 pick. That was not who they came here to go get. That was their last option. It was just a familiar option that happened at the end when they weren't getting Rodgers and they weren't getting Brady or whatever else that entitled at that point, fucking Stroud or not. Like Jimmy is the last option. Jimmy was never a first option person. And I've said like Hoyer shows to be a better fucking quarterback in this system than Jimmy by a mile. So today, that's something we need to pay attention to. Did Hoyer get better in the second week of fucking playing in this system than Jimmy has in fucking 4 weeks, So that's most definite. Does the defense respect Hoyer instantly off of the game so it allows Jacobs to run? If the defense respects Hoyer, and again, this is where Hoyer is going to have to make them respect him, is he going to have to come out here and do another fucking Trey Tucker, Devon, somebody over the top of those linebackers that are going to get them to have to play off. And if Hoyer can do that in the beginning, boy, this Bear game this could be a blowout game for us. The problem is if you don't go out there and introduce that play to begin with, if you don't go out there and introduce that to take them out of the box, well, man, this could be a bad day for us. I'll say right now, they'll cram that box. They'll make us look bad as fuck because that's what they've been doing all year. So, like I say, that's pretty much the way I feel, man, because I'm not going to lie. I just don't see anything out here that's offering us. Hoyer back there or not don't make us better, just makes the play calling a little better. He's more familiar with the call, so he's going to see the field differently. I've said, like, when you look at Jimmy in the play call, where I keep referring back to that the Green Bay game where he bootlegged out to the outside and threw it straight to Jacoby. The thing I can see in here is Hoyer just having an arm to get it to Devontae. Like, that's where I think this would make a difference, and that shit matters. It matters massively. Jacoby was an interception. Devontae would be a touchdown. Like that. Those are two massive key plays in that game that can change the whole outcome just going 15 yards farther down the field, and that's it. So, get Hoyer do that. We'll be yet to see, and we'll see that today. So hopefully that's what happens. But you got anything you want to add, Noah, or anything you want to add on this game or talk about?
Well, regarding what you guys were talking about earlier, regarding trade targets, because I think that would be important because Mark Davis basically said yesterday that this team is trying to win. There's no tanking involved at all. So, obviously getting an edge rusher would probably be the main target I think this team would be looking forward to. Someone maybe like Brian Burns if the trade or asking price isn't way too high, or maybe someone like Montez Sweat or Chase Young, one of the guys from Washington, because they're not going to be able to afford either of them, and they maybe could use Hunter Renfrow or a first or a second going into the draft next year to help address their O-line or replace them for the defensive line. But I think getting an edge at all of any, not even elite caliber, just like a mentor type of edge would be huge to the development of, the guys behind him. And if we don't, trade for an edge, you do have Malcolm Kuntz right there, who has been, balling out to say the least. I mean, he's just a monster when he gets on the field. He's keeping everything contained. He's not allowing big plays to his side of the field when he's out there. He's not getting beat. And if he is, he's not getting beat to the point where you're able to notice it, obviously, on film, especially on one-on-one situations, which I think is unbelievably, like, the progression for him from, his rookie season, with him just being that raw in 21. And you look at him now and you're like, oh, my God, he's a viable number 2 option on on most of, if not half the teams in the NFL. So, while trade isn't the most needful thing, it is helpful for the team in order to win, because that's the direction the team is going. As for that's yeah, that's what I had to say on that. Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing like I keep reverting back to is like on the trade here, right? I think this trade is just smoke and mirrors. What owner is going to come out and say, "Yep, we're going to tank the season"? What guy's going to say that? What guy's going to come out and say, "Yep, we're just going to lose to get a quarterback"? Nobody's going to say that. It's PR. Like, this is the thing about how Max went on to the Pat McVee show and spoke from his heart, because he don't get paid from any motherfucker outside of Pat McVee to be on that show. So if he said something, it's because that's how Max felt. He nobody give him no scripture to go on that show. That's not how that shit's done. But to sit here and imply that Mark, the owner of the goddamn franchise, would say otherwise, that's crazy as hell. He's gonna say that we're gonna be buyers. He says it every year, dude. He said it every year he's been the owner here that I could remember. So he's never literally ever came out and said, like, hey, we're going to tank the season and we're going to try to go after this quarterback. I've never heard an owner say that ever in my life. But the thing is Mark's not dumb. And I've said, like, you're going to test the waters here, because if you go out and sacrifice listen, I'm not giving up first round pick for Brian Burns over quarterback this upcoming year. There's no way in hell. You cannot convince me to go give up Malcolm Kuntz to the fucking Washington to go pick up Mark Sweat and give up a second round pick, dude. Like, that's crazy, man, because the thing that you take away is like, you're just acting like Sweat's going to be in there every single play like fucking Max is. The odds are he's not, and you need Max, or you need fucking Malcolm Kuntz for that rotational piece. And to give up a second round, I would not be against giving up second round for any player on these boards. I will not give up first round pick. First round pick could be our quarterback. There's no way. I've said it. We are not a DN away from winning a Super Bowl. We are not a DN away from going to the playoffs. Like, we are not any one player away defensively from getting anywhere in the playoffs whatsoever. Like, I've said, if you can't put our team against people like Miami and say that you're competitive with them, you know what I'm hearing people say? People are saying these exact words. If we can hold Miami to 28 points, that'll be a win. Okay. Where the fuck you guys come up with this shit, dude? Like, I don't get it. Motherfucking Miami over here, dudes are like, oh, if we go home 28, that'll be a win. Whatever. I think people, the way that they're putting football standards these days are fucking mind-blowing. I look at it like, if we can't harness Miami, fucking the Niners, Philadelphia, Detroit, fucking good winning fucking teams, we're not ready. We're not ready. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, even the Cowboys, as inconsistent as they are, like, even the Rams, bro, like, even the Rams, from a shit-ass organization they were last year to where they're at right now, I would not want to play them right now. Like, that's all I'm saying is they literally doing their rebuild in 1 year. They literally picked up a receiver that is, like, lights the fuck out, dude, over there. Like I said, that team, there's teams that can make those transitions in a year. We've been doing it for 20 and have yet to do it. So I would have to say, like, I agree with a lot of it. I just think, like, we're not ready for the playoffs, man. There's nothing on this team that's in we don't even know who the fuck our quarterback is. So how in the fuck can we indicate that we're ready for playoffs? We need a quarterback.
Like, we need to make some linemen. Like,
if Jimmy's in there at quarterback,
we need a DT, a corner, fucking maybe another safety.
Even with Jimmy in at quarterback, there's nothing yet that has shown Jimmy can win against a good team. When Jimmy is in there at quarterback, it's shown that he got his ass beat by the Bills. Like, straight the fuck up. Like, he got beat on. He didn't just get beat. He got abused. And he still had the same players on the team as he does right this second. So we know it's a way bigger issue offensively when it comes to good fucking teams. So, like, this is what I keep saying about Carr. Carr never depended on the defense. He never did one time in his life. He don't depend. He just hopes that if they show up, that's a benefit to him. And this is a perfect example about that. We went into Kansas City in their fucking house. The defense never showed up. It was a 30 to 29 point game. Defense is irrelevant. Carr was irrelevant. He was putting points up with that fucking offense. So, again, Jimmy has never indicated that one fucking time. Not once. He ain't gone out and beat up on a good team yet. And he ain't beat up on a bad team. He has yet to beat up a bad team yet, period. So, No, hell no. Carr, he don't need the defense there. Carr more plays off of him being the fucking quarterback. Like, straight the fuck up, dude. And if the defense pops up, great for him. So for me, I think we're a lot farther away from where people are saying, like, I don't want to be a buyer at the deadline. Like, I wish Detroit's game was this week. If we beat Detroit or played tough against Detroit and say that it was like a 21-24 game and we were battling it down there and that type of game, I'd be like, hell yeah, go get a player like that. We're actually this is a team we'll play in the Super Bowl. Like, this is a team we can most definitely play in the Super Bowl. And if we're playing that competitive when they're playing that high on their time and we're lacking players, like, fuck yeah, I'd 100% agree with that. But to imply that we're going to go in here and play the Bears and then we're going to base our future season off of this Bears win, no, hell fuck no. No way. No way. There's not a guy that sits down at a table and says we should not beat these fucking Bears. They are the worst team in the whole NFL. They are the worst team in the whole NFL. Why the fuck wouldn't we beat them? You know, like, that's all I'm saying is, and not only should we beat them, it's just like I said about that Patriot game. Josh has yet to lose to the Patriots. He's only beaten Bill every single fucking time. And he's had good fucking games or so on. That game, we should have blown him out. We should have blown him out. Dude, they had like 8 players on the fucking IR and inactive list before we got there. And those 8 were some key-ass players in their whole team. Key players. And we struggled on a 17-19 all the way to the last minutes of the game. 17-19, man, and we're like, oh man, our team's so good. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Like,
and I'll add to the point of that. Our offense scored 6.
That's my other point. Where Jimmy ain't averaging 15 a game. Jimmy averaging like 7 a game.
Facts. Not even that, because like I said, that game, the Patriots game, it was 13 points to Carlson and Roy, and 2 to the defense. So that's 15 out of the 21 points was on special teams and defense.
Yeah, I just think there's so much in these games that we're settling for now. Like, I've never heard it like I hear it this whole last week or the week before about, oh, we're getting these. You're talking about the worst teams in the NFL, bro. Like, you are talking about the worst teams in the NFL, and we're talking like we're winners. Like, that's how you know you a scrub-ass organization. You know you got scrub-ass fucking fans, dude, that settle for fucking anything. They'll just settle for anything. And then they get in these debates with fucking real fans where they're like, we can win, bro. We can win. You beat shit, bro. It's like, what the fuck you mean you can fucking win? You barely winning on shit-ass motherfucking teams. And you're getting your ass blown out by real-ass teams. Where the fuck is the conversation at, man?
Yo, fellas.
This is the conversation I'm having.
You know.
And I'm going to keep riding on the train I am and not going to get too up there. Like I said, if our team just magically shows up against Detroit and fuck whatever quarterbacks over there puts up 28 and our defense holds them to 14 or 13 or 17, fuck, I'll be like, hell yeah. But if Detroit comes out and puts up 30 and we put up 21 and we're like, oh, look, we were still, you dumb as hell. Football lost by 1 point, motherfucker. Like, not going to listen to that shit.
What these games are showing, guys, what these games are showing, by the way, salute, fellas. What these games are showing are one thing. These games are showing that the Raiders aren't the worst team in the NFL, which doesn't mean that we're necessarily a winning product. It means that we beat the Patriots. It means that we're going to probably beat the Bears. It means that we beat the Packers, which are a pretty bad team as well. That's really what these games are showing you. We need to evaluate the team against stiffer competition. I agree Detroit is a real test. If we show up in Detroit, because I believe that's an away game, right? We show up in Detroit, we play them hard in the dome. Let's say we don't even win. Let's say we come up short, but we play competitively. I'd be like, all right, we actually did take a step forward this year, despite the crappy quarterback play. So we need to evaluate the team in the context of the competition. The competition that we've been able to be has not been successful. And at the end of the day, these are games that we should be winning.
Yeah, that's something right there. That's something right there that we should take away from what's happened in the past. We are beating teams we should beat. Like, that's facts. So that's something we should keep in mind right away. We are not losing games to teams we should not be losing to. and we are beating them. So I would say, like, in the progression of Josh and what Ziegler are doing, boom, you've checkmarked one fucking check so far. You've beaten shit-ass teams. That's something we haven't been able to do in long fucking time. We've literally lost to poor-ass fucking teams, literally, and people be like, that's a trap game. No, you just got shit-ass team, beat your ass. Like, that's how that shit works down. So, like I said, I think you're right in that aspect that we are looking better as a team. That's where you start, at the bottom. You don't just start and jump to the top. You start at the fucking bottom. You know where the bottom starts? Beating shit teams. We're doing that. So if we can beat the Bears today, shows we can still beat shit teams. So that means we're better than garbage-ass teams. But we are not better than teams in those playoffs, dude. There's nothing that indicates it, dude. I mean, we should be out here blowing out teams. Like, if we were good, we should have like a 10 to 24, 28 points, just like other good teams are doing. Dominating motherfuckers. There's no dispute about, is that team good? And then it's just like this fucking game today with the Baltimore and the Lions. That's going to be a great fucking game right there, dude. And if they stay low points or not, it's because both teams are great. You know what I mean? Like, they're not one's better than the other, and then the one that's not good is fucking underclassing to the team that is good. You know, no, these are two great teams. So you're expecting either high points because of the type of offensive players or great defensive game because of both defenses. Like, that's a good game. We are not playing teams like that. We are not playing equals, dude. We are not playing equals. It's either we're better or they're worse. Like, that's just plain simple fucking facts. So we're not playing equal teams. And the teams that we've even stepped up to have ass slapped the fuck out of us. Even the Pittsburgh game. I mean, that was another game we should have won. We should have not just won it. We should have beat that ass, dude. They were chanting that dude to be fired from week 1 over there, dude. The sorriest offensive coordinator in the fucking league at the moment, and this dude beat us. Like, that's what I just say.
And this is the evidence that we're not where we're supposed to be in terms of like, we're not a good dominant team. This is the clearest evidence, right? So we've beaten these teams that are the bottom feeders of the NFL, and we've beaten them by barely scraping by and not scoring more than like 17 or 18 points on offense. So like that should be enough evidence to show you that we're not a good team if we're just barely scraping by the bottom feeders of the NFL. Like the last game against the Patriots, like they had been outscored, what was it, like 70, 72 to 3?
72 to 3.
Games. It's
72
crazy.
to 3.
And the only way we were able to get over the 20-point barrier was safety.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Like, we're just barely scraping by.
We were still at 19 until that safety. So we wouldn't even been over the fucking 20-point mark, right, dude. Like, that's why I'm just saying, why are not fans paying attention to how we're getting these fucking deals? Like, and why are they not paying attention that we're getting them? Like, this is the thing. So I had a guy this week. He was real adamant about the Patriot game. And I left him on read the whole time. I never answered shit because this guy's a fucking loon ball. And he'll say, like, look at what those Patriots almost did to them, right? Bitch, those are not the 2002 Patriots, motherfucker. They're not even the 2020 fucking Patriots. You're talking about 2023, worst, fucking second or third worst in the whole NFL, because I think it's the Bears, I think it goes Bears, Broncos, then the Patriots. So that's how that order goes. And we're over here acting like, oh, we beat Bill. Like, bro, like, get the hell out of here with these conversations, man. Like, listen, when people bring these conversations, it just shows me you have zero football knowledge whatsoever. You have no fucking history of the NFL at all. Like, you have no NFL history, dude. You are just single mind trained in a fucking Raider shit that is probably even more blindside than anything. And they're having these conversations, man. Like, I look at teams and I say, that team is one of the worst in the NFL, bro, and we're just a little bit better. I'm not sitting here on any fucking tree going like, oh, hey, look at our team. Look how we're doing. No, I'm like, we're still garbage. We're just as bad as they are. We just beat them. That's it. You know, like, I acknowledge where we're at fairly as a team because I don't over-suppress our team and, like, hype of that, oh, we can go beat the Niners. No, we will not. The Niners will put up 70 on us, and they're not even a 70-point team, dude. Like, no, great teams that have great defenses like them will destroy our fucking team in a heartbeat, dude. We would be non-solidified in that Super Bowl. So we go to Super Bowl and all we would do is just get our ass beat, and that's why we showed up. No, not me, man. I am not going to Raider-Niners Super Bowl to watch the Niners just abuse the fuck out of us and then have them
I saw that shit in 2002. I don't want to see that shit again.
Bro.
What you just said right there reminded me of 2002.
Yeah, we're not doing that, and I'm not even prepared to hop on that ship to even go over there for that. Not even close, dude. And I'm not gonna stand there and be like,
I'm
"Oh,
not
we're
saying
in the Super
like
Bowl," and these guys
our
just trash us. Like
our
that'll go down in
2002
NFL
team was more
history for
complete.
life.
Like our 2002 team with Rich Gannon was more complete, and like what you just said about in the Super Bowl just now reminded me of that shit, and that's with an even better team in 2002.
Damn right, and you don't want to repeat that fucking scenario because that was one of the worst scenarios we've had over 20 years, and it's just been an on-repeating nightmare the whole fucking time. So I don't see why you would imply to just go back there to do the same fucking thing. And we're not getting there. It's delusional thought to even think we can beat out the Dolphins or teams of those. We're not even anywhere close to these type of teams, man. Like, how do we not know that? How do we not see that? How you not open your motherfucking eyeballs and stare at that shit like anybody else would? I've said if you get to Detroit and the team switches and we're up and up, that's different. That's a whole different deal. That means for the first 6 weeks or 7 weeks, we've been building to get to that point. I'm fine for that. I've always said, man, teams build to get where they're going, and I'd rather lose in the beginning than in the end anyway. So I have no issue with those deals. But the thing that's falsified is when you watch the Niners go over here and they're slumping on good-ass fucking teams, and then you look at us where we're barely even beating the worst in the league. I literally said 32nd, 31st, and 30th ranked teams, and we're acting like we're a good fucking team. That's just crazy, bro. That's crazy as hell.
Hey guys, our starting quarterback has thrown 8 interceptions in 4.5 games. If he goes up against that Niners defense, dude, he's throwing 4 or 5 picks in that game. I'm not even playing, dude.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We don't even look at it for what it is. I've said if Derek Carr was here and had 8 interceptions in 4 games, this guy would be put on the cross and burned like a witch, dude. Like, Jimmy's over here fucking having the worst year in our fucking organization, and we're over here talking about we can make the playoffs. Like, what the hell is going on, dude? Like, did fucking COVID fuck up the world that bad that we are just looking at shit ass backwards and acting like it makes sense? Like, I'm not understanding that. I don't know how any Raider fan, regardless if you like Carr or not, can sit here and say that if Carr wasn't here, if Carr was here, he would be putting 30 points a game with this fucking offense. Carr, at the quarterback helm, would be putting up 30 fucking points of game. And this is why I've always said certain quarterbacks and certain players are cut out for certain organizations. Carr was meant to be a Raider, dude. I said it the whole time. Look at the production of players Carr has in the Saints, and they're not even nowhere close to what Carr was here with the Raiders. Sometimes mystique with players and organizations work good to those players in those organizations. Carr, as a Raider, has always made bad players look good. Carr with great players over there, it's hard. It's hard. He reverts to Foster. He reverts to fucking Raheed Rashid. Like, that's what Carr's mind is known his whole life and the NFL quarterback. Dude, if Carr was here and got this roster, it would be mediocre to other people, but it would be elite to Carr. He don't look at it like over there where I think he's having the issues is because he has fucking Kamara, he has fucking Raheed, he has fucking Thomas. He had a whole entire thing of weapons there that are big names. They're big names. Yeah, Olave. Like, they're big name people. So I've said, like, Carr and those type of deals, I've always said I didn't think he was going to be even better. I just said, like, sometimes players tap out in organizations like that because how many good-ass motherfuckers around them. Carr with this offense, I don't care. I'd bet my house on it. Carr would be over fucking 25, 30 points a game. Carr would easily, dude. He would be, man, fucking Tucker would probably already had 3 of those type of plays that fucking Hoyer come out and put 1. He would already had fucking Mare over 100 fucking yards and probably a few touchdowns in 1 game. I keep saying Foster Moreau in his rookie year had 7 fucking receiving touchdowns in the end zone. So I don't see how we were sitting here and looking at this pair from Carr and Jimmy, and then we're sitting here acting like, oh, it's the coach. No, you guys are crazy. You're crazy as hell. It's quarterback, 100% quarterback. Not even fucking doubt about it. Not any questions whatsoever. This quarterback cannot make explosive plays. He cannot make players. He cannot develop players, dude. It's just like I said with Graham. Dudes are over here acting like our defense got better under Graham. It didn't get better under Graham. It got better under Josh McDaniels. Graham said out his own mouth in the very first press conference of the year that Josh had to relinquish fucking offensive playing calls to go to the defensive side to fix it and to simplify it. So you can't be giving Graham credit for shit that Josh went and changed. It wasn't Graham made those changes. It wasn't Graham had this defensive mind that's so great. He was like, hey, man, let me simplify the defense for our side of the ball. No, our head coach had to give up his goddamn offensive play calls and OTAs to come to the defensive side to simplify it. It was Josh McDaniels. It didn't say Patrick Graham. It said Josh fucking McDaniels did that job, not Graham.
People are actually saying
we're going to give Graham the credit is fucking crazy. It's crazy. You guys just bypass all the main shit and give shit to other people. It's just the most delusional
people
shit.
Are actually saying, people are actually, so quick comment on the Carr situation. So Carr, we all know, like, he does better in a second-year offense and his second year in an offense, so he would have killed it this year. So I just want to if Jimmy actually played all 17 games, guys, he would have been on pace for 31 or 32 interceptions. And then on the Graham McDaniels topic, you actually have people out there saying, let's keep Graham, make him head coach.
Yeah, they're fucking dumb. Those guys are stupid, and they're not educated on our team, let alone the history of our team, let alone what I take their validation on, taking a coach that's been struggling the whole fucking time, has made it known, literally said it on the presser in our fucking press conference, and motherfuckers are like, yeah, I'm going to take Graham. I don't see Graham running down there calling timeout when the team is out of fucking play. I see the offensive coach fucking running down to the end zone saying, time the fuck out, man. The defense is not right. I see the coach doing that, not the fucking defensive coach. I don't see him by a ref. I don't see him by fucking nobody. Josh McDaniels, offense or defense, right by that motherfucker, dude. Run all the way down from the center of the field, all the way down to the fucking end zone to see the play and then say, hey, fucking time the motherfucker out. Like, straight up, dude. Graham ain't doing that shit. How do you give him the credit of everything Josh is doing at that position, even while he's coaching the offense? You can't do those things, man. And just like you said, Souls, Josh was the one that threw that motherfucker up in the box so he can see the field better and still can't see it, dude. Like, Graham is a massive issue, dude. Like, there is no way any guy is going to come to me and tell me, oh, Patrick Graham's the one that made that team. I'd say you're about the most delusional motherfucker out there in football, period, because Patrick Graham made it known in the first press conference of the year that it wasn't him, it was Josh McDaniels. Now, if all you fucking delusional-ass Raider fans want to let that go in and you be blind to it, that's your fucking fault, but you'll never come to a guy like me and justify your conversation and those memes, because I'm going to tell you, you're disinformed, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, and you're twisting words of other fucking people to fit your narrative. That's what I'm going to tell you, because you're full of shit. That's exactly what I'm going to fucking tell you. Just like the Max conversation. You know how many motherfuckers jock Max, tell him, oh, he's the greatest, oh, he's the face of the organization, blah, 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 blah. But then the second that he gives any credit to Josh, it was, oh, he got paid to do that. Josh, you know, man, we love you, Max, but, you know, we don't agree. You don't get that choice. Max will beat your ass, dude. You will not go to Max, tell him he two-faced, he'll smash your face, dude. That's exactly what Max will do, because he's not a two-faced motherfucker. He's not a coward. He doesn't have any reason to fucking give motherfuckers flowers if they don't deserve it. Max is not to play to the organization. Didn't do it with Gruden. He ain't going to do it with fucking Josh. So I don't give a fuck how any of you delusional-ass Raider fans want to twist shit up because you don't like how some player of the fucking team that's around the motherfucker every single day even said out of his own words the shit I've been saying the whole time. Hey, not only does this motherfucker know the offense, he knows the defense just as well as he knows the offense. And then what does Max do? I swear to God, there's a God in this world, because I literally spoke on this. Dudes were out there talking shit on me about, oh, Dustin's with Josh McDaniels in the bathroom, blah, blah. And then what happened? Bow, fuck, here come Max, spit it out his own fucking mouth. He didn't say good. He didn't say great. He said motherfucking genius. Motherfucking genius in the offensive side. And not only did he said, not only does he know the offensive side, but the motherfucker is so solid at what he does, he even knows what the fuck going on in the defensive side, why he calling offensive plays. And he didn't say he's a mastermind, or he said fucking genius. Now, I don't give a fuck about you uneducated motherfuckers out there, non-fucking Raider fan-ass motherfuckers, period. Think you gonna change a guy that plays for the team, runs the fucking team, captain of that motherfucking team, and you know more than him? You are crazy as hell. And then you think, you're gonna come to me. Listen, I'm gonna say it just like this. I'm gonna take Max's word over any fan's word any day of the week. I don't give a fuck how you guys twist shit up or not. I know where we come from because I'm from there. We ain't fake motherfuckers. We don't have reasons to tell motherfuckers shit for no reason. Max most definitely don't do that. So it implied that Max would, and then you take his credibility. You guys are dumb. You're dumb as hell. I'm gonna roll with Max. I'm gonna roll with Josh. Like I said the whole time,
and
this guy's smart as shit. He knows his shit, dude. Like, care about how you guys feel about him coming from the Patriots or him coming from Denver. That was in 2015, 16 motherfuckers, or 14, huh? Talking about, Josh with Denver. You guys are dumb. That's how you know you ain't included in football, because you always result back to the past. Like, you fucking talking about the past like it's today. That's crazy.
Yo, Dustin, not just that, but regarding like the Max comments, right? I think I mentioned this earlier this week on the lives. So I think we could all agree Max Crosby is one of the best defensive linemen in the entire NFL. It's not the best.
If not the best.
If not the best. So it's not like you have a guy who's fighting for a roster spot that needs to kiss ass.
Or clout.
Yeah, like it's just like the guy would get, like, even hypothetically, theoretically, if the dude got cut in a certain way, he's getting picked up in like 2 minutes, dude. Like,
fact.
It's not
even if he said that, even if he felt that Josh McDaniels sucked dick and he came out and said it on there, he ain't losing nothing. That's the whole point I keep trying to make. Like, Max don't lose nothing, just like you said. If he comes out and says why does Devontae say it? Why does Devontae come out and say it just as fucking voluntarily as anything come out of his mouth, and Max ain't saying it? Why? Why? You guys didn't say, it's so scripted. Why is Devontae the number one receiver in the league not saying that? Because it's not scripted, dude. Like, that's why I keep sitting here saying it's just Raider fans that twist people's fucking narratives or words up. I posted the post right away. Motherfuckers out here going to act like they know more than Max playing for the team, dude. Like, it's crazy as hell. If Max didn't like him, Max would make it plain as day, say he don't like that motherfucker. He's had no issue fucking making it either as Devontae or any other motherfucker that's played for this team over the history of the fucking deal. I watched the guy say the other day, he said, well, Max isn't going to say it because he's worried about going to Canton. You motherfuckers must not watch the NFL, dude. Like, you guys must not watch the NFL. I've watched so many Hall of Fame dudes literally just be like this to their coaches and still got a yellow jacket. So I don't know where these people come up with these type of fucking scenarios, but they got to be about the most non-football watching motherfuckers in life, dude. And here's something else I wanted to bring up about how soft football is getting. The other day I posted a post with Raider Bane on my page, right? And it was, I don't know if you guys seen it yet, but it's a post with basically with John Madden talking about how people used to say, you guys play fucking rough, and he was like, do something about it. And then it shows big time hits from our dude, just grab motherfuckers, slam them down on the ground, right? And I sit here and I put in the test, I said basically, like, this is what Raider Nation is missing. They don't have a backbone no more. They're always worried about what other people feel. And we're not out there for the right intentions anymore like we were then. People feared us, dude. And it didn't matter if we got those penalties. We'd still beat their ass, dude. Like, we can literally take a 15-yard penalty because you're not going to move 5 yards forward even if we give you that 15. But in this time, we are lacking it massively. We don't have that mystique. We don't have, let's get a penalty to make motherfuckers fear us. You know, it's like we get a penalty and they don't fear us. They just want to fucking disrespect us even more. And what I was going to get to this post is that I posted that post in the first few days, like day 3, we were around 600 likes. And it's a reel, so they're kind of tougher on Instagram to get likes, right? But motherfucker, I don't know what the fuck happened. But that bitch yesterday morning went from fucking 600 fucking likes, and it has been nonstop. This bitch has been we're at 9,000. We're at 9,000. Yesterday morning I was at 600. We're at 9,000 right now. We're at over 150,000 motherfuckers view that clip. And I don't know where that clip ended up at, but where it ended up, it must have resonated with massive fucking Raider fans, because my Instagram page has already gained over 300 fucking followers from last night to this morning. The clip has gone over, I think last night I was talking with my woman about it. We were at like 97,000. I woke up this morning, not even 5 hours later. We're at like 150,000. And that's all I'm saying. More people that resonate with the real Raiders in the way that we were at one point. It just shows like they are way more in favor of who we should be versus who we are. And we are soft today. We want to trade out jerseys with motherfuckers. We didn't do shit like that, dude. Like we were looked at as the rebels of rebels in the NFL. We carried that mystique and people feared us for those things, just like the Steelers, the Bears, and other organizations in those times. I've even said it like, if you were to go back before the NFL and the AFL merged, the Cleveland fucking Browns were the most dominant fucking team in that time span. I think they were like 10 or 13 championships at that time. Cleveland was one of them. So all I would say is like over time, I think we've all of us have got away from what we were, what we've been, what got us there, going by other people's fucking deals. You know, you got Mark up there, oh, use your brain, but it's like, where's the brain part that says like once a Raider, always a Raider, and we were the most feared team in the NFL? Where's the type of coach that was like Madden, where he said, yeah, we might be dirty, but what the fuck are you gonna do about it? Like, where are those type of people at, dude? Like, where are the backbone where we sit out on a field that is a war game played fucking field, and we tell guys like, don't hit him too hard? I'd be like, you knock the living fucking piss out of that motherfucker, and I don't care if it's the quarterback, you hit the fuck out of him, and if you gotta come out one game, then you come out this one game, because I don't care. Tillery knocking out motherfucking Herbert in that game would have been shit. Hey, how about we go back to Fred Taylor when he lit up the fucking quarterback in the Pro Bowl, bro? He ain't give no. Sean Taylor didn't give a fuck about, oh, we're in the fucking playing over here in the fucking in the Pro Bowl. He fucking knocked the dog piss out of that motherfucker. Literally sent him back fucking 10 years. Literally lit that dude up. And we're over here.
I think it was the punter, actually, dude.
Say again?
I think it might have been the punter, actually, in the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, it was the quarterback, but I think the quarterback was the, if I remember right, it was the quarterback of the Washington Redskins too at the time.
Yeah, and that lit him up.
Yeah, and he fucking motherfucked that dude massively. And that's all I'm trying to say is like we're getting away from who we are supposed to be, and we're settling for that shit. We shouldn't settle for it, dude. Al Davis said out of his own mouth, I will dominate everything I physically can outside of life. That's exactly what he said about our fucking team. He wasn't here to take no bullshit from no motherfucker. He didn't care what motherfucker said. Like he said, I'm here to dominate everything I can outside of life itself because I have no control of it. Those are his words, dude. Like, and we don't have that. We don't have that mystique. We don't have that backbone anymore, dude. And then we're sitting here talking about what the Raiders were. That's right, what we were. We're not that no more. The only guy that brings that intensity every play, his name is Max motherfucking Crosby. He is the only one on that side of the ball that has Raider all over him every fucking play. He's the only guy.
We don't even have home field advantage anymore.
Fuck no. No, and because we gave it up, because we're soft. We gave it up, dude. That's just how it is. I don't care how people want to sit here and say, oh, you can't afford. If you could afford to go if guys can get on a plane and fly from across the East Coast to here and go into that bitch and buy tickets, we should be able to buy tickets. No fucking problem. Like, I'm not going to sit here and listen to motherfucking away fans can fly from another fucking state on airfare that's all the way across the U.S., come here and buy out our stadium. No, I ain't listening to that bullshit. You motherfuckers just ain't going. You too cheap, man. Like, I go every fucking year. I actually paid $25,000. I haven't even been to a home fucking game yet. Like, guess what? When we're done with our season, I'll fucking be there. But I have no problem paying for the money because I'm a diehard fucking Raider. So they ain't going to take my shit away from me. Like, that's the kind of things I don't understand. I'll pay the money and not even fucking go just so other motherfuckers can't. And I'll leave that fucking booth empty just so no other motherfucker can have it. I don't need their money. I'd rather not have any motherfucker in there than have some other motherfucker in there that's not a fan. And we're over here talking about, oh, this is too expensive. Man, I've seen guys giving away tickets on the day of for $200 fucking dollars. I see guys that go out here and try to buy tickets 6 months in advance for that game and they're paying $600 to $800. Guess what? They have ticket sales on the day of dudes that don't fucking sell out stadiums. And guess what? Those tickets drop from $400 to $200 to $150, dude. Like, you can most definitely go. Like, those are the things I'm not understanding. They act like those stadiums got all 68,000 motherfuckers sold out. No, they do not. No, they do not. They have web pages just for shit like that. Hell, what about the last game? That stadium wasn't even close to being sold out. So why weren't dudes scalping those tickets at the end of games and filling that shit up with Raider fucking fans? But nope, they left it empty. Not any one guy. You could have drove up to Vegas for fucking $200 from LA. You could have drove to Vegas and bought the tickets for $200, cost you $500 to be there. Like, these guys are just fake as hell how they want to push narratives about why we're not in those stadiums. You're choosing not to be in those stadiums, which is fine. You don't want to be. I don't want to be there with Jimmy. I've said it. I said it last year. I paid $25,000, put that bitch on the burner because I'm not a Jimmy fan. So I'll make that clear as fucking day. I'm a diehard Raider. I am not a Jimmy fan. Every person on this show knows that. I've said it from day fucking one. Fuck Jimmy. So I don't care, and I'll put the money because I can. I fucking go give that money to a homeless guy. I don't give a fuck. That money means nothing to me, dude. But I'm not gonna go there and be a Jimmy fan. I'm not supporting Jimmy. I don't support that. I support Josh 100%. I don't support Jimmy. He's just a weak ass noodle arm motherfucker, dude. And he is gonna be the downfall to our team, and we're gonna fault a coach that has a great offensive mind, dude. And no, I'm not doing that. Not me, man. I've already said. Josh is like playing on expert level. Jimmy's like playing on novice, and any dude that follows Jimmy is a novice player to begin with. So when they look at Jimmy or Josh's play calling and they want to say Josh is the one not doing it right, I say bullshit. He got 6 fucking rings with Tom Brady doing those exact fucking plays. So I'm going to say it's the quarterback can't be do his plays. It ain't nothing to do with the way Josh calls them or Josh does it. Josh's been calling those plays since 2000. And guess what? Tom motherfucking Brady got 6 of them rings right behind that motherfucker. He got 5 with him calling his plays. So I ain't hell no. I ain't fucking doing that.
I'll actually say this also about Jimmy, right? We got to take a step back and look at the situation realistically. If Brock Purdy, if basically the Niners said, we have this 7th round. We have the 7th round pick, the last draft, and what was it, the 22 draft. Mr.
After they took Trey Lance.
After they took Trey Lance, if the Niners are basically said this guy Purdy is better than Garoppolo, that's actually all I needed to see. That's all I needed to like actually witness to realize that this guy is not the guy.
Understand? Jimmy was option C. He was no option fucking A.
That's facts, dude. I've even said it, dude. Bill said he ain't option A, B, C, or D. So fuck that shit, man. But we got to stay true to our team, man. Like I said, let's give our final thoughts here. Let's go with we'll finish it out here with the score prediction. And who do you think is going to be the highlight of today? So we'll start with you, Ozzy, go to frickin' Noah, go to Ghost, and then we'll end out here with the show today. We appreciate all you guys popping up this morning, man. I know it was early. I know we talked about a lot of shit out here, man. I've always said DSR isn't scripted, man. We're not going to just go to what we're going to talk about all kinds of shit, man, because I love football. So I think football's conversation shouldn't be scripted. It should be able to go around all types of diversities that can point out where we are flawed as a team, not just where people want to point it out. We need to see the whole thing. So outside of that, I'll start with you, Ozzy. Where do you think we're at offensively today with Devontae Jacobs, and where do you think we're at defensively with Max and our team?
17-24 is the score, and it can go either way. And it all depends on offense, how Hoyer can open up the field on offense. As far as defense is concerned, I think it all depends on how well we can stop the run.
Do you think Max gets sacked today or no?
Yeah, I think he's going to get like 2 to 3 sacks.
Do you think Malcolm Kuntz can get a sack today?
Yeah, he might. Actually, I wanted to say I think this might be Wilson's first sack.
Ooh, we're saying Tyree Wilson's first sack today.
Yep.
All right, nice. So what's your score prediction?
17-24, but it can go either way. It all depends on Hoyer and how he opens up the field.
All right, what do you think, Noah? Where are you at?
Yeah, I got a Raiders W today, and there's something I was joking with my friend last night that this would be the most likely game for our defense to be the most or show how dominant it is against, a shitty opponent. I'm not gonna really stick to that point, obviously, because anything can happen any given Sunday. But like I said, if Tyson Bagent plays like a UDFA quarterback, we should realistically blow Chicago out. But you never know with this with this team, the Raiders, and in this league. But I am confident that we will win, and I'll give us a 24-13 win.
Nice.
What do you think, Al? Where are you at?
Yeah, dude. I think we're gonna do. I wouldn't say well, but I do think that we're winning this game. I also see us putting up between 24 and 26 points. I think our defense probably gives up 20. But I also think that our defense, I think Max has at least 2 sacks. I do think Tyree could get his first sack. I actually think Marcus Peters gets a pick in this game against this undrafted, because he's pretty good at sort of like psyching out these like younger, inexperienced quarterbacks. So I do think Marcus Peters gets a pick. And I think actually Devontae has like a pretty big game because he's been clamoring for more targets. The one thing that I'll say that I don't want to happen is just like force feeding fucking Devontae because of what he's been saying, dude.
Yep.
Because that could really like fuck us up. So like I don't want this guy to get force fed 10, 15 targets if they're not there. Because let's be honest, they're gonna double, triple team this guy. They're gonna bracket him. So I want Josh to call his offense and not feel pressured because Devontae wants, X number of targets.
Nope, I agree 100%. So, like, the way I'm looking at it here today is that I'm going to say the same thing. I think Devontae gets fed for 150-plus yards, 1 to 2 touchdowns. That's probably right where I'm putting him. I think Josh is probably going to have another struggling day. I've said Josh Jacobs around 85 total yards, maybe 90. Hopefully he can get a touchdown because against a struggling-ass run defense like this, we should most definitely be able to punch the ball in. So I would put Josh around a touchdown, around 90 yards. That's receiving and running. I'm gonna say Max, man. Max should get 4 sacks today, dude. But the odds are, I've always said, we're gonna play down to our level. So I'm gonna say Max gonna probably come out of here with the sack and a half, dude. I agree with the 2 sack deal. I mean, I would go for the 2 sacks over. So I'm going to disagree with that. Peters, man. I mean, this guy is so goddamn ancient, dude. If he fucking gets anything, he'll be lucky. So I'm just gonna keep. Like I said, Peters is garbage as fuck. I mean, the guy playing 7 yards off. If he gets interception, it's going to be because the motherfucker just threw it to him, Like, that's going to be fault on the quarterback more than it is where Peters is playing at. But like I said, I want to see Peters show up. I want to see him play. Prove me wrong, man. I've always said it. I want the guys to prove me wrong. That means we're playing better. So I'm not going to go out and give Peters any fucking credit whatsoever. That guy's played trash-ass football all year long. I would say Spillane have a better chance at getting an interception than Peters does for sure. So outside of that, fuck Morick probably. Morick probably have a better chance of it. Fucking throw right to him, right over the top of him, like he's done twice this year already. So outside of it, like I said, man, this game we should blow them out. I mean, I think this should be like a 35 fucking 14-point game, but I'm just saying, like I've been saying it, I think it's going to be 27-24, 24-21 game. I think we're going to go a lot of 3 and outs, dude. We're going to underclass the way we are, regardless if Hoyer's in there or not. I've always say, for whatever reason, we always play down when we play teams like these where we should be playing up big time and blowing them out. So if I'm just going to stay realistic to what I think and how we've been, this is a team we should blow out of the waters. They're the last ranked team in the NFL. We're not going to do that. I think it's going to be, like I say, 20-24, 27-24 game. I think we're going to be a lot closer than people think in this game, even with that fucking rookie. And that should even show just how far off we are as a team. Now, if we can go out there and control the game and be like 28-13, like what's his name said just a second ago, that would show more dominance in where we need to be. So if we end up with a game like that, then I would look at that Detroit game being a little bit more tighter. But if we come out of this game anywhere between 3 points and 6 points, even 7, I'm not gonna. No, not me. So outside of that, man, let's get out of here. Let's hop over to the Discord,
just want to
man.
add one thing to that. I want to.
Oh yeah.
Like I pointed out in the last game, it also depends where the fuck those points are coming from. Last game we had 6 points on offense. The rest was special teams and defense. So, like, it also depends where those points are coming from. Like, you can't say it's the offense if the fucking defense gets, like, 3 pick sixes or some shit. Like,
that's fact.
You know
I mean, that's 100%. And that's something we have to pay attention to, man. What side is actually performing at the side that it should be? And if we're underclassing in one and overperforming in another, and especially if that's the defense versus offense, we're screwed regardless. So, I would just say, like, let's pay attention to this game for what it is. We'll meet back on Monday night, dude, at 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. We'll talk about if we hit on some of these points that we talked about before the game. See, I don't want to talk about these points after the game. That's why we bring it up before the game. So we're always trying to say, like, these are points we see before it happens. And if we're seeing it before, that means we spoke on it before it did happen, which we know happened. So That's all I say. I love the pre-games these right now because it kind of just validates more for what we're speaking on, regardless if people agree with us or not. I don't give a fuck about their agreements or how they view what we're talking about. We want to bring the most valid information as we can to this channel and everybody else out there. I don't care if they dick ride individual players. I don't care if they dick ride a stat or not. If you dick ride those, we're going to show you why you shouldn't. And that's facts. You don't like it, I don't care. I'm not here to fucking be everybody's friend, so I don't really give a shit. I've always said we're here to give out the most truthful Raider information we can. It's not going to gel with some people. I'm content with that. I have no fucking issue with that. You don't hear me hitting them up in private asking them, please, 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 come watch our shit. I tell them, just like I say on this bitch, probably don't want motherfuckers like that here to begin with. So we're not going to sit here and cater to motherfuckers so they come watch our channel. We want motherfuckers that are real Raider fans, that are real stat writers, that are real for the fucking team. Like, we need to end this fake-ass Raider bullshit, like, straight up, once and for all. So outside of it, we're going to keep doing these pre-games. We're going to keep talking on points that are hitting on, and then that way we can prove that our team is more dysfunctional than people are looking at. Outside of that, let's go get this win. Let's fucking chop up these bears, man, for some bear fillets, dude. Feed them to my fucking
all Raiders.
No, hell yeah. Once Raider, always Raider. Raider Nation until the day I die. We'll see you inside the Discord for the guys that want to watch the deal. Otherwise, we'll see you guys on Monday. I appreciate every single person in the chat, regardless of opinions or not. I said that's what DSR is here, dude. This is not a dictatorship channel, dude. Everybody's entitled to their opinions, and nobody's going to be hated on. So I've always said, appreciate all of you guys stopping by. Appreciate all the interaction, all the conversations. That's the only way we get better as an organization and as a team, as a fan base, and so on. Outside of that, hey, I hope you guys have a great day, man. We'll see you back here on tomorrow night. And peace out, Raider Nation, till the day we die, baby.
Salute.
Yes, sir. Salute.